NASCAR hat.
I know. Well, you said let's wear hats. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yep. Like, which hat are you going to wear? And you didn't really have one in mind. But I have that same exact hat in a different color. Could put that on. But then, like, that'd be a bit weird. And then, like, I don't know. I don't know. It seemed like a little bit unorganized.
Yeah, and I have a McLaren hat that I could put on from back when I was a Lando fan.
We could wear your Logan Sargent hat in the 2 colorways.
Yeah, they're literally.
If you had to donate one of those to me, which colorway do you think you would donate to me? Which colorway do you think I resonate with?
That's a really good question. So this one clearly hasn't been worn yet. So probably this one.
Probably that one. I could wear that, and I could just like wear it in a very Austin Cindric sort of way. The number 2, maybe a little Joseph Newgarden sort of way. Yeah, I mean, it could really apply.
It's versatile.
Across the board. It's versatile. And that's why you got it in 2 colorways. It goes with everything.
It so does. And the amount of times I've worn it, once.
0, 1.
Once.
I wore this because I just thought like I will support winners. I love supporting winners. No losers allowed. Only winners.
So true.
You can relate to that, right, MJ?
I love winners.
Historically. Anyways.
Historically.
Let's get it out of the way. Let's just go ahead and get the obvious out of the way. I look about how I feel right now, and my voice is gone. See you next Tuesday. I can't talk like in the way that's not like this like raspy voice. So hopefully you guys are down for a little ASMR today, or just like random voice cracks. That's also super fun and cool as well.
Yeah, everyone's got to go through puberty.
Today's the day for me. Today's that day. Okay. We have 3 series to cover. We have F1, IndyCar, and NASCAR. Last time this year that will happen. So we got to do our big one today. No. It's not time to get sad yet. We got to do our big one.
We got to do our big one.
We can do our big one. Also, this is a great time to remind everyone, by the way, we are a Tuesday podcast now.
So we will see you next Tuesday.
Wait.
I don't think we can do anything more with that. Like, I think this is the only time we can make that joke, and then we kind of have to let it die. Because it's really funny, but we do, like, represent A2IL Media now. I don't know if they'd be down with that.
Fine. Do you think we could rename 4 Laps to that?
They're like, you put that out on a Thursday, and we're like, yeah, but it's like funny though, right?
Well, hopefully he's listening. Buddy says that we bring See You Next Tuesday energy to NASCAR, and he said it was in a necessary way. And I was like, Buddy, that's the kindest thing anybody's ever said to me. I think I'm going to tear up.
I just don't know what that means, but I do appreciate it.
Be sure to leave us 5 stars if you haven't already on whatever platform you listen to, except for YouTube. You can't leave us 5 stars on there. I mean, actually you can. You could comment like this is a 5-star review. And I'm sure I can like count that towards something.
Just like emotionally, that would mean a lot. But the best part about YouTube is you can give us as many stars as you want. Don't feel restrained by the ideology of 5 stars. If you think we're a 6-star podcast, let us know.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna start getting like insecure because then I'm like, is it out of 10 now? And
that's
I'm just a 6. Do you leave the sticker under this, or is this goofy? I feel like I've been told that it's like people do it because it like shows I'm like the real fucking deal. Like this ain't some fucking counterfeit hat. But I also think it looks dorky.
Like back when hats were like a big thing. Back when everyone was like collecting like flat-billed hats and keeping the tags on them. I would always keep the tag on them just because like my older brother did, and I was like, well, if he does it,
you used to wear snapbacks? Did you wear like Osiris's?
I didn't wear them. I just collected them. The same way with the 6 dozen hats on my floor right now. I was more kind of like, oh, a hat seems like a good idea for when I'm outside. And then I just never, you can tell by the shade of my skin, I never went outside.
Yeah.
I have to keep up the translucence.
I really wanted one of the Joseph Newgarden hats that they were selling in Nashville that you could put like cute little patches on.
Yeah.
But I'm like kind of on a no hat buy. I think I gotta stop somewhere, and I've decided that what I have now it ought to be enough.
Hats are just like the only kind of okay looking motorsport merch. It's like I can buy a polo and look like I'm pretending to work for the team, or I can buy a hat.
Yeah, I hate like IndyCar merch. I can say this because they're gone now. They're not even going to hear this. I hate that like fabric that they use for like the jerseys and stuff that they make, and that's like it's like that's like half of the merch that's in the store is those like jerseys. And I like that fabric is like a sensory nightmare for me.
It is really bad, unless you have a sunburn.
And it feels good.
Yeah, it's got like UV50 in it. That's the fabric.
It's like it's like a sun protecting shirt.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I didn't know that. That's kind of cute. Yeah. I like that. They should advertise that more. See, now I'm warming up to it. I didn't know that. Now everything's changed. Now I got to figure out if there's like a half off sale I can buy some of that at.
Was there a half off sale? Did you go into the... Dang, because that's the reason I bought a jersey last year, because it was like, well, there's half off, so I better get two. That's not the way I should have done that, but...
No, that's... Yeah. I think it's interesting, too, because there's some people who I'm like, you just were starting to get stuff in here. They just were starting to order merch for you. Hopefully you're still here next year. Still no Renus merch, though, I have to say.
It's Dale Coyne.
Dale Coyne. They get the tough end of the stick, because it's like there's no way you're going to be here twice for this same thing.
That's true.
Everything's changing every year, and we can't be ordering merch.
Damn. Yeah, but they got that new sponsor now, huh?
The new sponsor that's the same company as the existing sponsor. Okay, I want to talk about IndyCar. We could talk about F1 after IndyCar. I want to talk about it. Okay, so I went to Nashville, and we were sent like this email that's like Dale Coyne's hosting this event, and I thought it was like, okay, big deal. Here we go. It says like we're getting like a new sponsoring partner for Renus's car, and I kind of was thinking like they also kind of teased like it could be like something big, like more than just the partner. So I was like, oh, like driver announcement, like let's go.
It literally just said like big news for the number 18. And so we texted about it, and we were like, you have to go because this is going to be Arena's contract extension. You got to be there when the ball drops.
I got to be there for Arena's. So we show up, and it was at this place called like Mel's Drive-In, but it's absolutely not a drive-in. It's just like a breakfast place off like Broadway a little bit. And outside there's like a small collection of people. We're like 5 or 10 minutes early. There's like a small collection of people outside that are all like Dale Coyne employees or like Renus's family and like Carmen's family and stuff. And then there's like a car, clearly a car that's like under like a shroud, like it passed away. And there's like one speaker like tower, and it's directly in front of like a construction site. And I was like, surely this isn't what we're doing, right? I'm saying all this with love, and I feel confident telling this story because it's like, this is just what I saw. I was boots on the ground reporting. I'm sorry. So then like part of the event was like getting breakfast at this Mel's Drive-In place. I thought, well, maybe like they're doing some of it inside this like restaurant, because surely whatever's happening out here can't be what's happening. So I go into the restaurant. I'm like, hi, like, are they doing anything for the IndyCar event in here? And they were like, IndyCar event. I was like, oh, yeah, no, there's an event being hosted here. And they were like, oh, the car thing. I was like, yeah, the car thing. Is that happening in here? And they're like, no, all outside. I was like, alrighty then. So that really was it, huh? So I go out there, and it ended up filling up a little bit more once they had like these Sprinter vans show up with like all of the sponsoring companies, like people. They had like 2 or 3 Sprinter vans pull up, and then like it kind of filled out a little bit more. But there was like jackhammering going on in the background. There was power washing going on in the background. I had these beautiful pictures of Dale Coyne, and right behind him it says Coyote Ugly and Dick's Last Resort. Yeah, it was beautiful. A beautiful location. It was stunning. And then Renus shows up with like a lovely mustache that I have to say was like kind of sparking conversation in the group. Some people liked the mustache. Some people didn't even realize that he's always had a mustache. He just shaved the beard part. But then I saw a beautiful purple car, and turns out the sponsoring partner that's new to Renus's car next year is just an offshoot of the Ask ROIE type like crypto company that already sponsors the car. I was like, I mean, I like the purple, but like, I don't think we all had to come out here for this. But then we all went inside and they had breakfast and it was actually really good. So shout out Mills Drive-In. The food was delish. And they gave us quarters. The waiter was like, hey, like, here's some quarters. You can like on the jukebox thing on the booth, like pick the song to play in the restaurant. He didn't do this for anybody else. We're like, oh my God, like we're the chosen ones. So we start queuing up like the Chicks, Fleetwood Mac. They had a whole Lana Del Rey playlist that I didn't put on because I just thought that might be a bit much. But like,
bring it down a lot
of Dolly. And the owner comes by and he's like asking us how the breakfast is. And then I was like, good. And then I was like, and thank you for like the quarters for the thing. He goes, I thought that it might be you guys. We were really curating a vibe, weren't we? So it was good to get that recognition from the owner. Because like I was like really like taking my job seriously, picking the playlist for the whole restaurant. And I will say, like, I did see a little foot tapping from Renus when Cowboy Take Me Away came on.
That's good. If there's anyone that you want to curate a vibe with the playlist, it's Andrea. She makes really good playlists.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Did they say anything? I think you mentioned, I don't know if you said it to me or someone else, about the drivers that they didn't say anything about Jacob Abel, but like they're hoping to get Renus?
There was not a word said about Jacob Abel. I don't know if they've already mourned his loss and moved on and whatever is happening there is happening there. They did kind of say like, oh, like no driver announcement today. And everybody went, aw. And then they were like, but we do plan on, Dale Coyne said something like, we do plan on announcing our drivers before Halloween. And he goes, and that's pretty early for us. And everybody giggled. And
we may get a Dale Coyne driver announcement before we get a schedule for next season.
No, probably.
That's crazy.
And so they kind of were like talking about how they really love Renus. Like the owner of the crypto company was like, I love Renus. And then he told like a really weird story about Renus and his wife Carmen that I was like, what does that have to do with anything? Like about like they started dating and stuff. And I was like, that's really fun, I guess. But like, I really don't think that we needed to share that right now. But they all seem to like love Renus. I would think that they like, I can't think of what the holdup would be if it weren't for that. Maybe Renus is not the one ready to sign
shopping
yet.
Around. Yeah.
And I don't blame them. Know your worth, King. Know your worth.
Oh, absolutely. I wonder if maybe this is the last we see of Jacob Abel and then Dennis Hauger steps into that second Dale Coyne seat. Because they did kind of tease at the Dennis Hauger Indy Next Championship ceremony. They were like, speaking of next year, you said he's going to be back for next year? Where is he going to be back? But I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like Jacob Abel, if they lose Renus to another team, do you think that they would keep Jacob Abel because then they would only need to shop around for one driver? Or would they still be like, okay, fuck it, now we got to find two whole drivers? They can't do this every year.
They do.
I know, but they can't. They can't sustain it. I can't. It stresses me out.
They have sustained it.
It's not sustainable.
How?
I feel like it's not. I feel like how?
It's not, but it is.
Okay.
The only issue is with Jacob Abel, and bless his heart, it's like, so you have Jacob Abel, unless you're bringing in like a driver who can score, a driver who can perform. Don't do that. Who can perform well every weekend, or at least most of the weekends. It's like you've got essentially two rookies, essentially two lap traffic cars. So it's like if you bring in Dennis Hauger, it's like, what are we keeping Jacob Abel around for?
Unless he's Jacob Abel on lap traffic. Sorry,
I think I love Jacob Abel.
Me too.
I truly think One day he'll make it into the Indy 500. I truly do. I truly, truly do. Especially, and he always has the best liveries. The best liveries. I don't know. He's a rookie. He'll be fine. But I'm interested to see what the Dale Coyne lineup is next year. Who's driving that purple Ask ROI crypto shoot-off car?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful car. I'm going to say it's a beautiful car.
Beautiful car.
Beautiful car. And me and MJ, famously, big fan of purple cars.
Oh.
Okay. So there was that was kind of like the I don't know. I guess I was expecting a little bit more like hubbub.
Fanfare
around like the last race, like a little bit more announcements happen. Like, let's get some stuff moving. I didn't expect a lot, but I was thinking like, let's get at least like one little thing going. Like can we get a schedule? Can we get at least one? What if we get one Dale Coyne driver? That would be interesting. Can we learn what's going on with Will Power? They're like, no, all of this is happening later. None of that is happening today. It's like, fair enough. We did get an announcement about an IndyCar game a couple days before Nashville. It seems like this. Yeah, no, I'm serious. We're going to the IndyCar part of the doc.
I know. I just scrolled down, like officially scrolled down. The podcast has started.
16 minutes in, the podcast has started. So glad you guys could join us. They did announce that there would be an IndyCar game happening. I don't play the video game stuff. Hi, this is a podcast run by women. I don't want to speak for MJ, but do you play the game?
I don't play iRacing.
Yeah, this seems very important to like a lot of men around the ages, like their 20s and 30s. Like this seems very important to them. So I'm like trying to let them have it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I sure would like to try it when it comes out. I don't know if you're going to catch... You know what? When it comes out, maybe we will start streaming iRacing. I don't know. Could be fun.
I mean, like, I'm down to try. Can I do it on my laptop, or would my laptop
I have
explode?
Less than zero idea of where you can play this game. I wrote down you can play it PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, or Steam Deck. I'm not sure what that is. I don't have a PlayStation or an Xbox.
Gamer thing. It's like a gamer
thing. Sure.
Yeah, right. No, so I can imagine you do that probably. But yeah, I think we could do like a little stream. Maybe you and I could get like the like Twitch gamer girl set up. Like I'm thinking like lots of pink PC stuff.
I think that would be sick. I would love to become.
Would you wear the kitten headphones? Probably that gets some like good tips. I don't know. Are we doing it for money or just for the love of the game?
Can we make money off of it? The only thing is I think we will set women back because we will be so bad at it.
Really funny. No, because I think a lot of women who do Twitch streams of video games are really good at video games.
Oh,
but
yeah.
They also are like super hot. And so I'm like, that's really cool. What if we just are like, no, we'll put on the makeup and we'll like do the little kid headphones, but we're gonna be ass.com at the game. Like we're literally gonna be like
so bad.
We're gonna be like, let's start her up, and they're gonna be like, you've never played before. I'm like, nope. Welcome to our first Twitch stream. Let's go. Let's start her up.
So that's what I find really intimidating because I'm always like fuck it. Like I could just start doing iRacing. It would be fun. But you're playing with like other people who really care about it.
Yeah.
And that's what stresses me out. It's like I don't want to be able to hear how mad people are at me when I take them out. I'm not interested in that. I want it to be like it's just me versus Bowser playing by myself. Maybe have a spotter. I think that would be fun. I don't think I would listen to a spotter. I can't even listen to the radio while I drive. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Guys, stay tuned. Laps down.
We've really had a lot of people bring up iRacing to us. Like, I feel like, I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of people be like, why don't you get into iRacing? I'm like, what about my vibe has ever indicated that that's something I'd be good at? Like, I'm like down to try, but you do know, like, I genuinely can hardly drive a real life vehicle.
I know. No, I've definitely had people be like, you guys should play iRacing. I was like, you don't want to watch that. No one's going to be happy about that. Like, it's not going to end with any of us being happy. You and I are both going to be in tears. People are going to be leaving more hate comments than they already do. I'm going to solidify the nickname Danica Patrick. Can't do that.
every time you spin and take out half the field, they're like, there goes fucking Danica.
I just like literally cannot. I can't.
I can't. It'll set women back. I think for the betterment of women, I can't. I'm sorry.
I can't do that.
Feminism can't handle me doing iRacing.
No.
But I'm excited for the people that are excited for the game. A lot of people say like that the games are important for getting people into the sport.
I agree.
Do you agree with that? Yeah. I feel like it works similarly for other sports games. I've seen like, people that, really take like Madden or Chell or like 2K. And it's like a good way for them to be familiar with like the people of the game too. Even if you're like kind of newer to a sport, like because part of the game is so much of like learning the stats and what each player is good at and like what their strengths are on the game, that like you start to are like you're looking gaining actual knowledge of the players and themselves. I'm interested, like, is this a sort of thing where like you they would like assign scores for drivers in the game?
Oh, like they do in like the F1 game?
Yeah.
The skills. Like I bet so. I guess I don't know. We'd have to ask someone who knows more. Can we be on the
committee?
Yeah, let us assign the numbers.
Please, guys. Yeah, I think we needed some outsiders to come in and do this. I think that me and MJ would be really good at assigning like the skill levels for each. They're like, hey guys, why is Renus at 100? Just wondering, because it seems like Alex Plo's at a 98 and Renus is at 100.
Yeah.
So
that was intentional.
Yeah, no, that was.
They're like, did you mean to put Kiffin Simpson down as a 97? We're like, yeah, we did.
Yeah, no, I did. But we have Scott Dixon, of course, at a 98 because it's like being reasonable. Like obviously Kiffin isn't better than Scott Dixon, but like
no, of course not. He's never even won a championship, but
no,
he has held hands with championship winners before. So
yeah, and sometimes he follows right behind them, does whatever they do. So naturally, he's a 97. Sorry,
yeah.
We would just like everybody somehow in the 90s.
We don't want to hurt anybody's feeling,
except for like. I'm thinking like two people. I'd be like, I think we should give him a 35. Fuck him.
We're like, the lowest is a 0. That's as low as we can go.
We can't go negative. Well, even for certain AJ Foyt cars, we can't go negative. Come on, give it a thought. Yeah, no, I think the video game will be cool. I also want to go down there and maybe just like customize a little car, maybe. I think I would have a pink car.
I think that would be nice.
The AutoNation car.
No.
I become
Kyle Kirkwood.
I become Kyle Kirkwood.
We play iRacing, but we only both ever play as Kyle Kirkwood. I'm gonna be Kyle Kirkwood, or I'm gonna be Turbo, or I'm not playing.
You and I are like literally those people that are like on Mario and they're like, no, that's my signature fucking character. Yeah. You can't take it. I'm not playing if you take my character.
It's just always Kyle Kirkwood. We got to get into this.
Yeah, IndyCar. Hope to get into it someday. It's a little tough at first, but watch 100 Days to Indy. You'll get into it. That's what most people say. That's what the people say. What's with this Rookie of the Year promo? I didn't see it, and it sounds like it's going to upset me. So let's just get into it.
Yeah. So they did this, and I specifically wrote this down because I knew it would upset you. That's so like instigator of me.
No, I like it. Stir the pot. Come on. Go ahead.
So they did this little promo. I think it was even during practice. It was random. And it was for Rookie of the Year. Obviously, we have Robert Schwartzman and Louis Foster, the only two like actually competing for Rookie of the Year. And it was
insane. Just like put him in the fucking thing, just to like feel like he's part of it. Like you don't have to acknowledge they didn't even not competing for it.
They didn't even ask him the like little questions or anything. Like he wasn't even. They didn't even talk about him. But they. Like, first day of school, how the kids will like stand in the yard and hold the little like chalkboards that says like, I want to be this and whatever. And they asked both Robert Schwartzman and Louis Foster like basic questions. Like they asked him like what their favorite music was. And so Louis Foster said, obviously like my own rap music. Sick. No, and then Robert Schwartzman said that. And then Louis Foster said,
Louis dropping albums.
I actually Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And then Louis Foster said anything but the Beatles. And Will Buxton was truly, he was like, we just have to move on. Like, we can't, he's like, I can't get into it right now. We just like we have to keep going. We have to talk about something else.
No, it's like so upsetting to me. Like, I have come out as like a pretty big Oasis fan on this podcast. I also am a huge Beatles fan. My 4th grade birthday was Beatles themed. My first crush was Paul McCartney. Just like old pictures of Paul McCartney. What? What? He was cute. Sorry.
Yeah.
If whatever. And then like it's a confusing statement because I'm like the Beatles just it's all very different. Like you can't say anything but the Beatles and like that like doesn't make sense because it's like each album definitely it sounds very unique and different to its like I don't really like some of the Beatles. Like I'm not a big fan of like the more like psychedelic-y part, you know what I mean? That's fair. But then it's like, does that also include like their solo works? Like, are you just like writing off like all of I mean, it's like to be serious. You don't even mean it. You know what I mean? It's like I almost would respect it more if I felt like you meant it, but like there's no way you can. So it's like
say it with your chest.
You're being an instigator, Louis, and you're being just mean to Will Buxton, frankly. And I know that it was like really hard for him probably to just move on TV.
It sounded like it was a struggle for him to just move on.
I want to talk about music with Will Buxton sometime though. We got to
I would love my dream date is you, Will Buxton, and Will Buxton, Will Power, and then Colton Herta. Like you have a little round table where you just talk about music. My dream date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not only does she know Wheel, she also knows Disc.
Nice.
It's like CDs.
No, I know what CDs are. I've been okay. No, we don't. Yeah, I was just gonna totally go off in a tangent.
A lady never reveals her age. No, I think that's upsetting. I did give Louis a little shit in the bullpen. I sent you the footage. You were like, "Why were you like instigating things with Louis?" Maybe I didn't even know that he had said that shit about the Beatles, but I can feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I respect it.
Before we move on, while we're talking about music as well, Robert Schwartzman had like a party with Waka Flocka. And so Gracie and Marley were walking around the paddock. That's Gracie from Podium Pop and then Motorsports Marley. They were walking around and they found Waka Flocka and they said hi. And then Waka Flocka gave them wristbands and to this thing. But obviously we had me and Celine and Haley as well. And they were like, sorry, we don't have any more wristbands for you guys. So then these like, we were talking about it in the media room and these like Prema guys were like over listening and they were like, oh, are you guys going to the Waka Flocka thing tonight? And we were like, oh no, like we only 2 of us have wristbands, not all of us. But I did ask, I was like, what is the connection? Like, am I missing something here? Like, I don't think I'm like getting the obvious connection between Waka Flocka and Robert Schwartzman. And they're like, oh, there really isn't one. It's more of just like Waka Flocka likes cars, Robert Schwartzman likes hip hop. And that's that. And so I don't know. I just thought I would share that with you because I was kind of ruminating on that for a little while. I was like, what is the connection between Robert Schwartzman and Waka Flocka? It turns out nothing.
Nothing. No, nothing at all. It was really they did interview Waka Flocka when he was standing in the pit box for Robert Schwartzman. He was having a good time. Happy for him.
He seemed like it. He I think wore like a cowboy hat to the party. I didn't go. I wish I had wristbands. It's okay though. I kind of don't know if I could have attended though. I think I like to just observe Robert Schwartzman's music through the comforts of my own headphones at home on Spotify or something. I don't think I want a live performance.
No.
I think it might be too much for me.
I'm not sure he did perform, but I know that he did give his music over to Waka Flocka to listen to because Waka Flocka told us that. Is Waka Flocka like a first and last situation? Because I was always about to call him Mr. Waka, but I just don't think that's
true. Mr. Flocka.
Mr. Flocka. Anyways.
They also had like there's a lot of like musical connections with this race. They had All American Rejects perform. I don't really think I like All American Rejects.
My
with
dream
Love.
date. I love
You
All
do?
American Rejects. Yeah. That was
I'm
like one of the
sorry.
only bands I listened to growing up, and they've been doing like backyard tours, and they had um a concert, I guess, like a pop-up concert in a barn about 40 minutes away from me. I didn't even know until like 2 days later. Lost my mind. So I was
In a
quite
barn.
jealous. In a barn. I was quite jealous of it, but
We also had the guy from Love Island, Nick, DJ, the driver intros, and he looked like he was having a good time, but he was kind of sharing on social media a couple days before that he was like learning how to DJ. And I think
sure.
that this was his first gig. He's not known as a DJ. He was not like a DJ before this. It seems like he somehow is like learning to DJ. His first gig was this. So I'm not quite sure like how that came to be. Never came up. Nobody ever explained where that came from, how he was hired for this gig. I think he did an okay job. There was no crazy frog, which is questionable.
Disappointing.
Yeah, if you're going to do driver intros with IndyCar, there's probably got to be some crazy frog. But I don't know. A lot the people, it was some real star power in the fucking paddock, I guess is what I'm saying. People were hyped. They were like, dude, people were like talking about Dave Portnoy. Nobody cared about Dave Portnoy. Everyone cared about Nick from Love Island. He should have been the one doing the 2-seater.
Well, Dave Portnoy is not the correct demographic, I think, for IndyCar. He's 60 years old. He hates Ohio State, and it seems like everyone in IndyCar loves Ohio State for some godforsaken reason.
Mm-hmm.
It was never going to work out for him.
He brought Ohio State up in his little like 2-seater. I was like, please.
He's so weird.
It's just like, enjoy your ride, buddy. Don't bring Ohio State up into it. The video you sent me of him being booed was crazy.
You don't have to post it, IndyCar. Like, that was a bad promo. Like, just don't post it. It's not really his fault that they were, I mean, it is his fault that they were booing. But, like, it's like, just don't post it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. He was like literally talking about the boos while he's holding like his IndyCar promo helmet. He's like, I'm trying to put this on, but everybody's booing me. You guys better stop booing me. As he's like literally just like waving around the IndyCar logo. I'm like,
great. No, good promo.
Please.
Good.
No, it's good.
Good idea.
Nailed it.
Rats. But
anywho, that was kind of the pre-race hubbub. We had practices, pretty uneventful. Nothing really happened in the practices. And then we had qualifying. And I don't know, I feel like qualifying was pretty uneventful in a way too. I guess I was excited to see Joseph do pretty well in qualifying initially because he's kind of far back in the qualifying order. He was sitting on that provisional pole for a little bit, and then it was David, right? And then
that got provisional pole.
Yeah. And then they had the David cam again.
Yes.
Which is bullying a bit.
I am kind of to the point where I'm like, okay, I mean, he's probably not gonna take provisional pole. That's the thing about like qualifying on oval. It's like, well, actually, I gotta tell you something. They actually put the better cars last. Mm-hmm. So the fact that we're sitting here waiting, it's like, yeah, well, no one talked about how Jacob Abel had provisional pole for a minute. Like, I guess I don't really understand why.
Jacob Abel cam. And it's like, I actually think that would be fun, actually, if they would do that, because I think it would be funny to see, like, Jacob Abel be like, fuck, Stingray Rob got me.
Or, like, every single person, just the camera people are just, like, sprinting through the paddock trying to figure out who's on provisional pole for how long. I think that'd be pretty good. But that. David Malukas couldn't keep it. Pato was fast. That man was fast this week. Entire weekend he was fast. Bless his heart.
And then when Pato went, I was like, that was pretty fucking fast. But you were like, well, like, hold on. Like, we got to see what Alex.
We still have Alex Palou. Yeah.
And he didn't really qualify that well.
He got P4.
Yeah, which isn't P1.
That's a great point. And if you're not first, you're probably fourth.
Yeah, no, yeah. Thank you for saying it. I mean, that's what I was feeling. I definitely feel like it was a good like crowd pleaser moment too, seeing Pato on pole. I still don't believe this stat that you said. Like, I believe that you got it and it is probably true, but that he's never had pole on an oval before.
It is factually correct, but like it doesn't feel correct.
And then he also shared that he has never won from pole before, and that's a stat that still lives on.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Stats aren't always fun.
No, that's the worst part about them.
The worst part about them is that they're not always fun. But then they did the last practice. Nothing happened. I don't know. Practice is like, sometimes I get nervous for that final practice because like you'll do qualifying and then everybody kind of tunes out and then they like sneakily do that last practice that a lot of people don't watch. And then the next day, like you like show up for the race and they're like, just so you guys know, 4 cars crashed, everything's changed, and the race is drastically different. And you're like, what the fuck are we up to? What did you guys do last night?
Yeah, thankfully this one was pretty uneventful.
Yeah.
But
you want to talk tires to me, MJ?
Let's talk tires. So something interesting about this race that I did not find out until I should have known this, but until Bob Pockris tweeted and reminded. There were actually 2 tire compounds for this race, and they had to use 2 sets of soft and 1 set of hard. And when they talked about it in the booth, why are we doing this? And James Hinchcliffe goes, why not? And we never addressed it again. So that's a fun little thing that we were dealing with it this weekend. And then we also had the infamous bump, which is just because this is a concrete track. When you lay down concrete, you like lay it down in like patches is how they explained it. I've never seen it before, but I do believe them when they say that. And it creates this bump in one of the turns, and you can tell when they're driving over it because it's a bump, and it has.
Normally the bumps are associated with the tunnel, but this is a completely separate bump. Did they have a second bump with the tunnel? Have we heard if did a second bump hit the Nashville Speedway?
We haven't heard anything about that yet. So I'd assume it's not, they always say the first bump has the worst impact, the second bump is just because you weren't expecting it. Mm-hmm. But so we had the bump and we have the tires. That
they said they grinded the bump down.
Sure. It didn't work.
Oh. Sorry,
yeah, from what everyone...
I was trying to report what I was hearing on the ground. I was hearing they grinded it down.
They grinded it down.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess that's what you would have to do. It's either that or like tear up the concrete and try again.
But you just lay more concrete so that everything is raised.
What if instead of we had a bump, which bad, negative connotation, we had a ramp? Oh my God. Fun, exciting, positive connotation.
I was like kind of thinking, like when you just like say you have like uneven skin texture and you just go ahead and slather like the thickest foundation that you can find over all of it. It kind of just like raises everything.
You hide it.
It appears smooth.
They should have just used some concealer.
Dude, I'll talk to you guys later at Nashville Super Speedway. I got an idea.
Where's that elf sponsorship when you need it?
So people show up and they're like, I don't know how to like explain this, but like, does the track just kind of look like thick? There's like the track looks like weirdly thick.
The track conditions. It's thick and hot.
Whenever people, this is how like messed up my brain is from watching too much NASCAR. I watch too much NASCAR. I think NASCAR's infected my noggin, and I need IndyCar to have more races so that I can like not like the ratio could be better. But I just like everybody was mentioning it was concrete, and I was like, yeah, I bet Carl Edwards really liked it here.
Oh man, I miss Carl Edwards.
We always talk about him and that damn concrete shit.
He's the king of concrete. Isn't that what it was?
Yeah, can we call Joseph King of Concrete and then have him do a backflip?
We could run it by him. I don't think he'd be super opposed to it.
I think he'd be down.
I don't know. Write that down.
They already call him King of Corn, King of Concrete. Well, he could be king of the world. He could be king of this. You know how people are kings of like short ovals? He's king of thick track. Yeah, Joseph likes to. No, I'm not making that joke.
Nope.
Nope. Moving along. You go.
Okay. So, dude, we are 40 minutes into this podcast and we have not talked at all.
Don't look at the time. Don't look at the time. Just talk. It's our podcast.
Okay.
Also, I received feedback from some listeners this weekend.
What did they say?
Somebody from a different podcast was like, you guys do really long episodes. He's like, have you ever considered like switching, like getting more viewers by like separating the series into different videos? And I was like, we did think about it. We thought it didn't resonate with our spirit. So we didn't do it.
No, I think like if you're going to the only reason to tune into us is because we do this. We do not offer anything else interesting besides like how the people are going to look at this tomorrow and be like, how is it 4 hours long? And that's why you tune in.
Go. We got to talk.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not rushing. We're not rushing. I don't care. We'll be here for 4 hours. I don't give a shit. I'm not editing it either.
Okay. That's a threat. So we kick off the race and immediately lap 1, we have Alex Palou overtake David Malukas for P2. Okay. Awesome. And then we hear from James Hinchcliffe. He goes, oh, someone's wrecking in the back. You'll never guess who it is. Do you want to guess who it is?
I knew who it was.
Yeah, it was
for a second there, I did think it was Rossi because I'm delusional. And I went, Rossi.
Rossi. Of course.
Rossi. Everybody knows Rossi's so dangerous. He's always doing crazy stuff. Not Christian, though. Christian's safe. That's good.
Yeah. It was Christian. He got into a bit of a 4 wide situation, and it sounds like he just got like loose in the dirty air, just went up into the wall. Finished his race pretty quickly. They also keep calling him Mr. Win It or Bin It. You got to stop with that because he binned it, and that hurts my feelings. So knock it off.
I think were people saying like wrecker or checkers or something too? I was like,
oh yeah, I think I saw Taylor tweet about that, like wrecker
like
or checkered
term.
No.
I will say NASCAR people, they have great terms for things. I don't like that one though. If that's like a NASCAR term, I don't subscribe to it. I really like calling people wheelman. I
have only ever heard you say that. I've never heard anybody else say that before.
It's a thing. No,
I believe you.
The streets are boots on the ground. The streets are calling him a wheelman.
Wheelman.
They also didn't they like the whole start was like effed up anyways. Like there was like 2 different people that like messed up the start. Christian Lundgaard and Fro.
Yeah, Christian Lundgaard apparently went below the yellow line, which is not the name of the media company.
Yeah, go above it.
But it sounds like they kind of just because it was a start, so he kind of got forced down there, whatever, what have you. But Fro allegedly jumped the start, and so he had a penalty, and I actually didn't write down what the penalty was. I just wrote, we never hear from him again because we literally do not. Fro is...
Goodbye, Fro.
Goodbye, Fro.
I wish you were here. I wish you were in Nashville with us.
I'm so sick of MSR. I just want them both to win so bad.
I loved Fro's little Metallica car this week. And I have to say, the cars he's been bringing this year have been doing real numbers. My husband really liked the Aussie's Boneyard one. And then my dad was like, that Metallica car is really sick. So like you don't need Dave Portnoy to get that demographic of man. Just keep making these like Sirius XM rock channel cars. Yeah. Yeah. I wish we would have seen more of that Metallica car. Rest in peace, Fro.
Rest in Fro.
Just like did something and now he's not here anymore. They penalized him to nether. We'll never see him again.
Yeah. I miss that guy. So on the restart, is technically when Alex Palou overtakes Malukas for that P2 position. And then we see just like this super fun battle for, what is this? What is happening? Her hands are in the air.
This battle was crazy.
It was so good.
What are we doing out here, boys? This is psycho.
It was such a battle between Pato O'Ward, who was currently in P1, and Alex Palou, who was P2. They traded the position a few times. It was just like it was clean racing. It was two veteran drivers. Oh my God, I was having such a good time. Eventually, Palou kind of backs off. I'm assuming you can't battle this whole time on these tires, unfortunately. It's like you can try to push as much as you want, but it just ain't gonna work out for you. So eventually he falls back. And then, funnily enough, speaking of the tires, on lap 32, and it couldn't have worked out more perfect for Alex Palou. That's sneaky.
It's so of him for this guy to be how this played out. I'm like,
of course. So his front right, he starts to slow down, and it's clear that there's something wrong with his front right. And at the time he starts to slow down, he is like perfectly lined up with the pit entrance. Had it happened a little bit later, we would have had a yellow. He would have been screwed. But just like the most immaculate timing. So he starts, and thankfully he's in the pit window. Dude, you couldn't write this.
It genuinely was like, don't even tell me that he had a flat then. Like, just tell me it was a regular pit stop and let's move on.
Because it's not worth it.
It's like so insane to me that that's how that worked out for him.
Oh my God, lucky duck. So he pits and like he's literally fine. Whatever, what have you. And then not a whole lot happened. I tried to be very specific when I was writing notes because I tend to write too many notes and it gets kind of congested, but it's like there were so many like little trades of position. Like there was a lot of racing going on, which was really, really exciting, and a lot of four wides. I saw them and I respect them. I just didn't write them all down. But on lap 81 is when we have Malukas gets a little high, gets in the marbles up in the wall. Okay. Don't worry. It doesn't end there. It actually gets much worse. So Malukas is in P2 and he's trying to overtake lap traffic. Pato was not having any issue at all with lap traffic. We saw Palou kind of struggle with lap traffic. And then David Malukas was struggling with lap traffic in his AJ Foyt. It's expected. Like it wasn't a huge deal. Yeah. He's a good driver. He's in a pretty fast car, but at the end of the day, it's not a Penske. It's a AJ Foyt. So he's trying to overtake Louis Foster, who has already been lapped at this time by Pato O'Ward. And when David Malukas tries to come around him, it's very clear that Louis doesn't want to give up his position. And he kind of like moves into him. He moves up into him and kind of forces him to take the high line almost and a little bit get into the marbles. And just like as a reaction, David Malukas kind of moves down into Louis Foster, which ends up causing David Malukas to spin and absolutely destroy his car. And this was kind of a controversial moment. The broadcast booth was basically like, you just can't do that from Louis Foster's point of view. Yeah. That being said, so the first move, this is not my opinion, but the first move was obviously made by Louis Foster. Like, that's a move that you can't be making. You can't be, especially when you're like lap traffic is the thing. Like, you're already lap traffic. I fear it's not going to happen for you anyways, bud. But then David Malukas did, as a result of what Louis did, kind of move down into him, which is what ultimately caused the wreck. It was just incredibly reckless driving from Louis Foster, in my opinion. And he ends up getting a penalty for blocking and then restarts from the back. And so at this time, we're kind of like, okay, well, Louis Foster is in this Rookie of the Year battle with Robert Schwartzman. And this result, him having this penalty, it was like, okay, well, it's looking pretty good for Robert Schwartzman right now. So keep an eye on that space.
I kind of feel like I feel like I didn't quite understand why he put up such a fight against David. I think I still don't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to figure out like what it like, why be such a dick about it? But then it's also like, is it like just like a courtesy sort of thing that he just was not going to extend to David, of like, you know, racing generally kind of clean against somebody that's trying to lap you? Because that's like what it kind of seems like, right? It's like one of those like kind of like rules that like is like That's a dick move.
Yeah, don't wreck the person on the lead lap that's trying to get around you with your lap traffic.
Why would you do that to the person? Like, I could understand if it was like the leader was about to like put you a lap down, but you're already a lap down.
Obviously, in IndyCar, you do have a right to race. I don't know if it's something you could possibly. Yeah, no, I get it. Like, where's the logic in there? Like, as a driver, like, why are you doing that? I don't know whether it was a rookie mistake because he's so new, but like that was very clearly pretty, in my opinion, calculated what he did. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Do I think Louis Foster and David Malukas have beef? They do now.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Something to think about.
Watch this space.
Makes you think a little bit.
Louis Foster is taking
Will Power's seat. Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
David is going to the 99 in NASCAR.
Oh. Anyways,
yes. It's not a funny joke. It's not a funny joke. Just let's move on. It's not a funny joke. Just they don't all hit people. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah. So we have quite a long caution because they have to rebuild the regular barrier. No tire, just regular.
Did they weld it like they did in Iowa?
I don't think so. I didn't. At this point, I was kind of started to dick around with like. I started to go do other things because I was like, this is taking too long. I gotta go find something to do to stimulate my mind for a second.
You were watching TikToks, weren't you?
No, I think I was probably playing on my iPad, if I'm being completely honest.
Oh, okay. Good coffee. Great coffee.
Great coffee. No, I've been playing that screw game, that Celine, where you just like unscrew things. I'm not allowed to use tools in real life, but this game where you just unscrew things. Pretend. Yeah.
Okay. Next time, include that in the notes. What you do. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
I can do that.
I just want to know.
Yeah. Oh, and David Malukas, he did get evaluated by the like infield clinic, and then he was taken in a helicopter, and they showed us him in the helicopter, and I was like, that's incredibly unnecessary. Thank you so much.
Showed him in it?
Yeah, we saw him take off. Like you could see him because he was sitting in the front, and it's like all window, so you could. And he didn't look well, but I'm sure I don't know how excited you would be.
I thought he'd be on the stretcher in the back.
No, he was sitting up in the front. And I know this because they showed it to us, and I was like, that is so incredibly unnecessary. But no, not thank you. They took him for further evaluations, and he was later cleared. So that's good news.
So when the helicopter takes off, I'm surprised they don't have to like bring in a replacement one. What if something were to happen?
Some places just don't have a replacement helicopter. You kind of have the one helicopter, and that is it.
But they don't even like drop him off and come back.
Oh, they didn't come back?
Actually, they might have. I don't pay good enough attention to things. I feel like I would have been able to tell if a helicopter was landing in the infield, but honestly, I wouldn't put it past me to completely not notice that.
Yeah.
So that could be completely untrue, and it's all on me. Sorry.
We just don't know. That's something that's out there. If anyone has any information, let us know. What else did I write?
Had it with me today.
I just don't know the answer. I truly don't know.
I'm adding the most unhelpful tangents to this conversation.
We might as well. We're going for 4 hours. We might as well.
It's the last triple.
This is the last triple of the year. Whoa. That's actually, I don't want to talk about that. So we are restarting. Pato O'Ward in the front, Scotty Mack P2, and Alex Palou. And then I wrote a note that said, then somehow Herta starts dancing up the standings from P5 and ends up P2. So on the restart, it was like a few laps after the restart, he ends up in P2. We were very excited for Pit Stop Haley, who is a huge... Yeah,
she was like, should I start coming over from the grandstand?
Yeah. Oh, God.
The podium.
Sorry, Queen.
Win.
And how foolish of her. Does she not know how this goes?
No, she knows all too well how this
goes. Too well. Keep your spirits up, Queen. It'll happen. It's gonna happen.
Not this year, but someday. What?
Did we have another restart? No. Power was P8 on restart, moves up to P3 on Palou. And then he's the one who makes it up into P2 because Herta has to pit. And so that's how we're racing for a while. We got Pato Award in the front. We got Willpower P2. I'm having a great time. I'm having a really, really good time.
I remember this time. It was really fun.
It was really, really fun.
Power, and everybody was gonna have a good time, and it was really fun. Take me back.
And then I didn't write down what lap it was. Not that it matters. But Pato Award leading. And they're doing the thing where they're just kind of like, they're like, okay, well, Pato Award has like a pretty solid lead. Let's just kind of like dance around and talk about some other things that are happening. Then we hear James Cliff goes, oh no, Pato Award up into the wall. What?
It was like kind of like a commercial, and then I think they like cut back.
Oh, you're right. We were in a side by side.
Yeah. Okay, you guys were side by side. That's good. Okay, because I can't I was like watching in the media room, and it just does the thing, kind of like what it does on YouTube, where like if it's not live, you're just hearing the cars
go quiet,
around, and we don't like have commercials, and literally like it was like pretty silent in there, and then we're just like watching like Pato silently crash. And I was like, hello? He goes, going to be such a stark return from commercial. Just like
he goes up into the wall. And I still, to this day, cannot tell apart the Aero McLaren. So I was like, whoa, Christian Lundgaard. Oh, no, up into the wall. No, of course, it was Pato. He had a right front tire failure, got up into the marbles, and just, you know what happens from there. Poor guy. He did kind of give it to Firestone, which and if there's one thing he's gonna do is he's gonna air his complaints, and was kind of like,
yeah,
we were all running a really good race, and unfortunately 2 of your leaders ended up having a tire down, so like we gotta fix this. That's just
Townsend
me
was like
summarizing.
Was like, kind of like trying to suggest, he was like, Alex Palou's tire failure wasn't the same as Pato's tire failure, so Pato, like, it's 2 different sort of situations. And I was like, he was like, well, Palou's tire was cut. And I was like, yeah, but it's still like a tire issue took out 2 leaders of the race. The statement still stands. Pato's right.
I think
that is a problem for the race.
I sure think we could have just done without the soft tire company. Whatever. Who cares? Bygones be bygones. We don't even know if IndyCar is coming back next year.
Hope the sport remains. I feel like I at this point was starting to think like this was going to be an ongoing problem for the rest of the race. Like, I started being like, is this going to be like a whoever survives sort of situation? I was like, Robert Schwartzman win incoming, because like everyone else is gonna like just experience tire failures for the next hour, and it's gonna be like a 1-by-1. Everybody's just going out. Luckily, that wasn't the case, but I did kind of think that was where the race was trending.
Yeah, I did too. I absolutely didn't think that was the last we saw. Thankfully it was. But at this time, so actually like a few laps before, I had noted that Lundgaard went into the pits, and you just see his little icon on the NTT IndyCar app where he's just like sitting there. And I was like, now either they've lost him, they're not tracking him anymore, or there's an issue. And I fear there was an issue. It was a mechanical issue. They did not disclose what it was, because when they asked him, he goes, I don't know. Like, it just happened. Like, I do not know what happened, but I'm out. So we officially have Nolan Siegel wins the Aero McLaren race by default. Congratulations, Nolan. Happy for you.
This is for Nolan.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Nolan Siegel.
Do they make Nolan hats? Can I put
an NS6? A 6?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that'd be sick. We can work on that. We can get that sorted for you.
Winners only. 81 and 6. Don't laugh at me.
No, that's really good. So now
it's gonna be here next year.
I don't know.
I mean, like, how long can this go on? I just am wondering.
My thing with him, and we have talked about the fact
about this
that I'm a little bit more of a Nolan defender this season than in years past. Last year,
years past, literally
just half of last year. I had a longer season in IndyCar last year than he did. Something to think about. Makes you think. But I don't know, because I do see like potential for him. Just the issue, I don't want to talk about this right now. Okay, we have to get back to the race. We have to. We're halfway through. No one even knows what happens to Will Power yet.
Oh my god, we're talking about IndyCar. We're talking shop. We're talking wheel. This is crazy. She's running this shit like the Navy. I can't talk about nothing. She doesn't even want to address the Nolan Siegel situation because she knows that it's not looking good for him.
It's not looking good, but I do think he will be back next year, yes.
Okay, that's all I needed you to say. Just make the statement next time.
I'll have no other opinion, just a statement. Anywhoosie, so yellow flag, we have our little pit cycle. We have new Farden is what I wrote down. I meant new garden.
New Farden. Got him. Take that, buddy.
So we have new garden, Power, and Herta all pitting at the same time. Power comes in a little hot. He ends up hitting equipment, and they have to pull him back. And then after they service him, he stalls. So a pit stop to forget. He ends up getting a drive-through penalty for hitting equipment, and then loses his... Are you okay?
Yeah. This is so crazy. Like, why did that happen?
I don't know. I don't know why it happened.
It's doing literally so good. And then there was just like, wow, okay, so this is really derailing everything really quickly.
Right. Of course. But it's like, my brain hasn't even registered it because it's just like, yeah, no. Like, of course that would happen. Sure. And then Herta gets unsafe release penalty and has to restart from back because as he's trying to come out of his pit box, Jacob Abel is trying to go into his pit box. It was unsafe. It truly was unsafe. Also, Jacob Abel retired. Did you know that from the race?
Oh, for a second there, I was like...
He retired. He's actually, yeah. So there's...
Like, they did not mention that at Mel's Drive-In, but damn.
Damn. I think I read that he retired. Maybe I'm making that up.
Do you think that maybe it was like... There was a point where like there was so much stuff happening that like they just kind of stopped telling us things. Like that's what I felt with the Christian Wingard thing. I was like, are you going to address it? My friend MJ said his icon's been in the pits for a while. And I feel like Jacob Abel, he just got lost in the shuffle.
That's something that I think happens a lot on ovals where they're just like, there's literally so much going on, I can't keep track. Yeah. Which is why I have the NTT IndyCar app open at all times.
Girl, are you giving some sort of fucking plug for that and you're not sharing? Like, would you tell me if you were making money from NTT IndyCar app? No, you wouldn't. You'll be like, but there'll be signs that she has the built submarines flag behind her, the $50 one from the RFK store. There'll be signs.
There will be signs. Yeah, that's the first thing I would buy, unironically. So I wish I would have written whatever. A little while later, Pelot ends up doing the undercut. I just didn't write the lap numbers, so I just don't know how much time has passed. But so a little while later, Pelot undercuts, pits from the lead, and then a lap later we have Newgarden pitting, and then we had Scott McLaughlin, who was P3 at the time. So obviously it's a Penske, bad vibes. Newgarden slides into the pit box. He has a little bit of a slow pit stop, which is really unfortunate because that team is very good at pit stops. And he ends up coming out behind Scotty Mack. Unfortunately for him, Scotty Mack ends up overtaking Pelot for the lead, and then Newgarden. This was really cool to watch. This was just like one of the times where I was like, man, that was pretty sick. And Newgarden just kind of like follows his motion and just goes with him. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I like the way that you guys did that. I like this sport. I'm having a really good time. Thank you for having me.
Likes racing.
I love racing. And at 21 laps to go.
Hate that they do that.
I did that. I did that specifically. But I know what number lap we're on because I do have the NTT IndyCar app. 21 laps to go, and the third shoe drops, the third Penske shoe, because they have like a secret third foot, drops. And Scotty Mac gets up a little high, marbles into the wall. You guys know how it is. He's essentially fine. Maybe some damage.
I thought it was all over. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, no! You're having fun! No! Don't take him like this!
No!
No! And then they're like, guys, he's fine. I was like, oh, okay. That was scary.
Because they did.
Sorry, I freaked out a little bit. I thought he was done for sure.
And I get why. They did press the yellow button pretty quick. I was talking to Kana during this race, and he's like, why did they call it yellow for that? And so I sent him the video, and I was like, well, Louis Foster did this thing earlier in the season. They didn't decide to do a yellow, and then Joseph Newgarden flipped. So we decided to hit the yellows a little bit faster, and I have not yet been mad at it once. But he gets up, and Joseph Newgarden, who's right behind him.
Sorry. I'm tired.
We just
not in like a way I can't do this podcast. It's just like I was there till last call last night. Continue.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Joseph Newgarden scoots on by. So Joseph Newgarden is in the lead. Woo! I'm super hyped. At this point, I was like,
everybody cheered.
I was like, there's no way that this is how it's going to end. Like, I'm 100% positive something's going to happen, and just, like, all of his tires are going to fall off, or his steering wheel's going to, like, the fourth shoe is going to drop.
God, fuck if they have to bring out the fourth one, too. It's usually pretty bad. It's really bad, and it's probably going to be somehow he's under Louis Foster again. So, like, just...
Somehow Louis Foster will be at the scene of the crime once again. But Pelot is able to get by Scotty Mac pretty easily because he has acquired maybe damage. I don't know. No one said anything about that. But then we get this sick battle for P3 between Kyffin Simpson, who canonically has a 97 in the IndyCar iRacing game as of, 40 minutes ago. Yeah. He battles with Scotty Mac for third for like 20 laps, and it's clean racing. It's very clear, like, oh, Kyffin Simpson has learned something. Like, you can see. Guys, I'm so proud of just what Kyffin has been able to do this year. Wow, Kyffin, pat yourself on the back. Truly very impressed, because if we would have had this battle at the end last year, Kyffin would have taken him out. Like 100% would have taken him out, would have taken himself out. Wonderful. It was wonderful racing. At the very last minute, the NTT IndyCar app actually told me this before the broadcast did, but he was overtaken by Scotty Mac, so he ended up P4. Still phenomenal. Phenomenal racing. Robert Schwartzman, during this battle for P3, ends up getting a drive-through penalty for blocking Santino Ferrucci, and that's what ends his...
do that.
I mean, like, I wasn't upset by it, but, like, someone above me who gets paid more was upset by it, so they were the one who made the ruling. And he loses his Rookie of the Year battle in that drive-through penalty, which I'm like, what a way to lose it. Yeah, and then Newgarden wins, and you added that he fails at burnouts, but we forgive him.
No, like... I felt so bad. I was like, oh, he's about to do his big one. I was super excited. I love burnouts. Mm-hmm. MJ loves racing. I go to the races just for the burnouts and the chance that there might be some. Mm-hmm. And in the press conference, he was asked, I wish I remember by who, sorry to whoever asked, and I'm just taking your funny answer and putting it on the internet for you. It might have been Bob. I don't know. Was that like on purpose what you did out there, Joseph? And he was like, not at all. He was like, I was going to burn it all the way down. He was like, I was going to keep going until the car wasn't going to go anymore. And then I was going to get out and climb into the crowd. He was like, but I just fucked it up.
I messed up.
Like,
and
it's really sad. I was like, no, I wanted him to burn it down.
I know.
High five the crowd.
It was.
He draws past.
That'd be sick. He just couldn't, his car stopped, and then they were on the broadcast, they're like, well, thank God for the hybrids, we can get it restarted. And just like the hybrids being the hybrids, couldn't get it restarted. So he ran up into the crowd, was like high-fiving people, and then he just like parks, he just sits down. in the crowd.
Period, king.
And I'm like, you know what? You deserve it. After this season, take a seat. Congratulations to Caleb, friend of the pod, on his win, his Joseph Newgarden win.
He was living life pretty high this weekend.
Living the Vita Loca.
There's so many Joseph fans that were at this race.
Well, yeah, because he's from Nashville.
John, motorsport enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
Big Joseph guy. I raise your hand if you cried. I cried a little bit.
I cried.
I teared up a
sure.
little bit. What can I say?
Sure.
And I think that this is like a moment just to highlight some real growth in the Lapstown podcast. I think it's safe to say like we are a Joseph Newgarden. We root for him on this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think we would have said that at the beginning of this year.
No. I agree.
It's an interesting shift in the tone, I think.
Yeah, and by the end of next year, maybe we won't root for him again. It's hard to know with us.
It really is.
It's really so hard.
Yeah. I think at the beginning of the year, we were like, yeah, we really like David Malukas. And now we're like, no, he doesn't get Will Power seat. We don't like him that much. Nope. That's rejected by Lapstone Pod. He's not part of the crew. Sorry. He's not the same as Joseph and Scotty. And he doesn't get to sit in Will Power seat. Sorry. And that's a shift in the pod. It's important for us to recognize these shifts as they happen. I think.
Yeah. I agree.
Growth.
Speaking of Will Power, we still have not heard anything. Do you think they took Labor Day off?
I was crying, laughing at the beginning of the race. Like the commentary was like, and Will said the meeting's happening today directly after the race.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, they moved the meeting. They
said it was going to be tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow. That's what they said. So he got dressed up in his little polo and he went to Tootsie's and played on the drums a little bit. Call it a day.
I had a good time. He's a good drummer.
He's a good drummer. His family is very talented artistically.
MJ read the book, guys.
I haven't even finished it yet. My goal for this week is to finish it.
This is a fun podcast, so I got a little bit hammered at Tootsie's, and just a little. And I did kind of think in my head, like, do you think he has copies of his book, like, anywhere on him or something? Because, like, I kind of don't want to pay $50 for it, but I really want to read it.
So expensive. I'll send you my copy. I'll finish it this week and I'll ship it out to you.
No. That's important to you. It came with the Hamlin photo.
You'll have to send it back. I'll send it with the Denny Hamlin photo so you can experience.
That's true. You know what I mean? I try hard all the time to read things. I can't. I'm sorry.
I appreciate the effort. We just do a podcast series where it's just me in depth going chapter by chapter.
Is there an audiobook version of it?
I don't think so, but that's a good question.
I think so.
But anyways, obviously, as you know, Alex Palou won the season. Something, Pato P2, something, Kyle Kirkwood P3, something, Christian Lundgaard P4, Scott Dixon P5, and then I don't know anything from them. What?
I was trying to type in Spotify while you were talking to see if there's an audiobook, but you said Palou, so I just typed in Will Palou. That's obviously not a thing.
No, not yet.
What do you think is going to happen with his seat? Like, if you were Roger Penske, what call are you making? David didn't have that great of a race. Obviously, that wasn't his fault, but
that's my thing. Is I think David Malukas has potential. Absolutely, the skills are all there. I just think he's so. No, there's no audiobook. I can record an audiobook for you if you'd like.
I would like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, I could do that, but I'm going to do the accents the whole time.
You can't do an Australian accent.
Not yet. But once I get 50 chapters into the Will Power book, I might be able to.
It's going to be pretty good, I think, yeah.
I think so, too. It's just, I think it would be beneficial for Penske, me making decisions as Penske with MJ's brain, to keep David Malukas in a seat for another year where he can figure it out a little bit more, because it's very clear in a lot of moments where he's racing, like Palou, where he's racing the other Penskes, where he's racing Scott Dixon, it's like they're getting him because he is such an inexperienced driver. So it's like, why put him in a Penske to learn this when you could have someone who can win races in a Penske and then have him figure things out with AJ Foyt. And then once he decides to move up, once Will Power decides to go to wherever Will Power decides to go to, you could bring Miles Rowe in to AJ Foyt. Genius. Beautiful. I do think the stipulation is, it's like, okay, but what if you promised David Malukas and his father? Did you promise him that he's going to be in a Penske next year and that's how this alliance is going to keep going? Because then you've screwed yourself over. In which case, what can you do?
I don't know. This year I've started to be like, if that's the case that they promised, I'm like, Penske's not good at making deals.
No, it's
they do not know how to do this right.
I agree. But it'll be interesting to see. I think keeping Will Power around is the better idea. Do I think they're going to do it? I don't know. I'm truly at this point, I'm just not sure. The only thing that makes me kind of believe that they're going to keep Will Power is just the fact that Miles Rowe is doing another year in Indy next. Because that's who I would think would probably move into that AJ Foyt seat if David Malukas were to pass on to Penske.
Pass on, Jesus. Mm-hmm. It is a death sentence. In a way. And I will also note the Indy next race was really great and a fun watch. And both IndyCar races that I went to this year, Miles Rowe won. So
he is so
if they're looking to just like send content creators to any races and you really want Miles Rowe to wrap up that Indy Next championship, I'm willing to do it. I mean, don't force my hand. I'm willing to do it.
She will do it. I think that would be wonderful. I would love to see him win that championship next year. I truly would. What a treat. But yeah, that's all I have for IndyCar. Are there any other stories you would like to share about Nashville?
What are we doing with our? When might I put up that Dennis Hauger interview? It was like 6 minutes.
We'll get it up. It'll go up this week sometime.
So we did talk while we're talking Indy next. I did get the chance to talk to Dennis a little bit, and I'm curious to see what is next for him. But he seems pretty excited for something.
It sounds
Something's cooking for him.
They had Don Tauris.
That man, I know what you're talking about.
That man,
Cadillac.
They were talking to him, and he was just like, "Yeah, no, I'm excited for him to move up next year." And James Hitchcock was like, "Well, you brought it up, so anything you want to announce?" And he goes, "Not today." Great, awesome,
great, no, sick, great.
But
yeah, any other stories? Just thank you guys to whoever has listened to Laps Down this year. I think a good chunk of our listeners are IndyCar fans. And so I feel like the end of the IndyCar season, it was great to see a lot of people at the race and say hi. And hopefully if you wanted one, you got a sticker or whatever. And I only went to 2 IndyCar races this year. But like me and MJ, when we were walking around Iowa, we got to meet a lot of folks. And honestly, it's really fun getting to put faces to names that we see online that listen to Laps Down, but also like just lots of I met a lot of young gals that were like, "Oh, I got into IndyCar this year, love the podcast," and then they're like, "Oh, maybe I want to get into NASCAR." And I'm like, the Laps Down agenda is working.
Oh yeah, let's get into NASCAR, girls.
But I don't know, it was really fun getting to meet a lot of you guys this year, and I don't know, I got very sappy and sentimental a little bit about the end of the IndyCar season. I definitely think it's kind of crazy that this was my first full season of watching, but it's definitely moved its way up into the top of the list for me. I think there was one point
top 3
motorsports series for me. No, I think like sometime last year, I don't know if this was on a recorded episode or if it was just a private conversation we were having, but you kind of asked me my personal ranking of the motorsports that we cover. And I was like, oh, I think F1 first and NASCAR second, surprisingly, and IndyCar third. I think it's become a little bit more like maybe IndyCar, NASCAR, F1. I don't know.
Oh, T.
I do find myself after oval races. I feel so happy about IndyCar. I don't always feel as excited about IndyCar after a road course or a street course. And I think I'm happy admitting that fully now. Like, I just feel so good about IndyCar after ovals. And so I think like having the end of the season be these ovals, they kind of just injected this like new, like, oh my God, I love IndyCar. And now it's over. But I'm really, really, really sad as rumors continue to go around about what the schedule is going to look like if we ever were to get a 2026 schedule someday, maybe. Like that they're still talking so much about like adding more road and street courses. And I'm starting to like unsubscribe from the idea that that brings new fans in, even if they are like F1 fans or something like that. I think that like IndyCar would be better off attracting NASCAR fans than F1 fans and doing just ovals, because NASCAR people have been loving IndyCar the last 2 weeks. Like the feedback we have seen with like the ATYL folks that like we talk with, they've been loving the IndyCar races. You go on Twitter, you see all these like NASCAR people tweeting about how much the IndyCar race like rocked. They're trying to use it to justify getting rid of playoffs. They're like, look how sick IndyCar is. Like, and they don't have playoffs, even though the championship's already wrapped up. I just am like, that is the energy I think is going to be more effective at this point. Like, give me more ovals, please.
Yeah, I definitely think there's an argument for being like, well, these road and street courses bring in Formula One fans. Sure. But I could make that same argument. We were making that argument when we're like, you guys should watch NASCAR at COTA because it's a road course. You guys are familiar, whatever, what have you. Mm-hmm. But they only do like 5 a year. So why can't we do like 5 a year and the rest of them be ovals? Like, truly, these cars, these drivers shine on ovals. Like, I think we are going to, like, when I look back on the season, it's like the two main things I think about is Robert Schwarzman getting pole position at the Indy 500. Insane. And then Christian Rasmussen's win from Milwaukee. It's like those are truly going to be the things we talk about, like headed into next year. Like, yeah, Kyle Kirkwood's win, like at the street and road courses the street courses, sick. But it's like we were all like, well, can Alex Palou do an oval? It's like ovals are so centric to the conversation around IndyCar, but it's like, why aren't they centric to the IndyCar schedule? Is my personal opinion that I will die by.
No, I'm thinking back on this season, and this is like a good way to wrap up the segment. They'll reflect it. All my favorite races this year were the ovals. The only oval race that I didn't like leave being like, fuck yeah, that was the sickest thing I've ever seen, was the Palou win in Iowa. But like, it was fine because we had also gotten the Pato win in Iowa. So I was like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But like the Palou win in Iowa was a little bit more of like, it wasn't the most exciting of oval races. But every other oval race this year, I have literally turned off my TV and been like, I want to record laps down right now. I had so much fun watching that race. That was the sickest fucking race I've ever seen. These drivers are the most talented drivers in the world. Like, hell yeah, IndyCar. And so I don't feel that way after watching like
most of the
Barber or something.
Road and
like, I'm sorry,
courses.
I just don't. With love. Alex Palou is great at what he does. I'm not trying to diminish that. I'm just like, I don't feel the same way about it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good in the road and street courses, but there's truly just something electric about these cars on ovals. Truly, there is. Really? Speaking of ovals, are you in the mood for NASCAR or Formula One?
Let's end with Formula One. Let's talk NASCAR.
Okay.
I will say, no, let's just get it out of the way. I didn't have a fun time with the NASCAR race. I'm going to be honest. This was on me. This was a lack of research. This was a lack of me knowing how NASCAR, this is like, you know, I'm still a new fan. Be kind to me. I didn't know that this race was this long. I did not know that this is what we were signing up for.
500 miles. I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah. So Southside 500. What is it? Southern 500? Southern 500. The Southside. Southside 500. Darlington earlier in the season, I do remember not watching. And when you go back and watch the podcast, I'm sure you can tell that I didn't really watch it. This race was, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, what is it? I mean,
my personal opinion is this is not a very exciting way to start the playoffs. I was talking to Kana. Kana was doing the triple or the quad because I guess they watched GT. And he was like, okay, I'm really tired. I think I'm going to take a nap at the beginning of this NASCAR race. Is it worth watching? And I literally said, it's not going to be worth watching until like lap 250, if then. it's worth watching. And then he like woke up and he was like, okay, what's the status? Do I tune in or do I go back to bed? And I was like, this one you can skip, I think.
Yeah.
Just not a whole lot happened. I think it is skippable. And I understand that may upset people because like Darlington is like apparently like, I don't know. Anywhoosie.
It looks like it's cool if you're there. I'll give
you
that.
Sure. And this is where they do like the throwback race earlier in the season. Sick. But it's
like the little Darlington stripe thing. I think that's a fun. I think it's
cute. That's very fun. I just felt like the racing wasn't very good, but maybe, I don't know. So we start the race and immediately Josh Berry spins. Oof.
Good for my playoff bracket.
Is it?
I think I kicked Josh Berry out first round.
Oh, I did too.
Keep this up, buddy.
He ends up making a little bit of contact with Tyler Reddick, who was in P2. Also, I should mention, Denny Hamlin was on pole. It was not Chase Briscoe, who had gotten pole at all the crown jewels this year. Could you name all the crown jewels?
The problem is I don't know how many there are, so I don't know like when I should stop guessing.
Well, I know that there are 6 Infinity Stones, if that helps.
Okay, I'll run with that. The Roval. No, I'm just kidding. Brickyard is one of them, probably, right?
Yep.
Daytona 500.
Yep.
Coke 600.
Yep.
This one, because you just said that.
I guess so. Yeah, the Southern 500. I think that's it.
Is that it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, I have a list. I have my own crown jewel list.
I was going to say, I definitely do too, and none of these are on it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. It's definitely the Roval, Mexico City, Chicago street race.
Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
Probably San Francisco next year. Probably.
San Diego.
Oh, fuck.
San Francisco would be fun.
That'd be sick. It's just Full House themed.
I was thinking like a little something else, but and then a pride race. Maybe fun.
Oh, a pride race. Well, they could do that. San Diego's probably pretty liberal. Oh, but it's at a Navy base.
Yeah, it's a different vibe if you're
okay.
I don't know the Navy. No, I'm just kidding.
Have you seen the never mind.
Those little white pants. They're doing something.
Like the outfits? No, we can't do this. We can't. We're not editing this. We got to keep going.
Okay. And then one more crown jewel I have is probably, I don't know. I kind of like Martinsville, but like specifically the playoff cutoff version of it. I think it's fun.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. I like that. I respect that.
Oh, Bowman Gray. The Clash of Bowman Gray. Fuck, that's definitely a crown jewel.
Dude, I genuinely love Bowman Gray so much. Do not even get me started. Also, don't forget we have to do our NASCAR fan of the year or whatever. So, Josh Berry gets pulled to the garage.
She's thinking that because she just wants to vote it for Chase Elliott. Move on. That's how that train of thought worked.
No.
Bowman Gray, and she said she loves Bowman Gray. Then she said, don't forget about fan favorite. That means I know where this is going. Go on. We'll talk about it later. It's fine.
I'm being bullied.
You're easy to predict.
No.
Look at the clock. Don't look at the clock.
I'm not looking at the clock. This is where my notes are. My clock is over here.
Okay. Can I talk about the next thing on the notes?
Yes.
They like do a little check-in on SVG's radio. They don't give us warning about what the vibe is. They're like, let's check in a little bit on SVG's radio. And he goes, this car's trying to kill me. I was like, whoa. I was like, I didn't know that's what the vibe was. I thought he was doing well. I was like, what the fuck? He was like, it's like loose and then it's not loose and it's trying to kill me. He's like, what the fuck is this? And then he goes, sorry for the language.
He's so dear to me.
I think his spotter was like, no, it's okay. Like his spotter like affirms for him. It's like, thank you for apologizing for the language.
It's fine.
What do you think of that big dog he has?
It's a huge dog. He was just in the background of like multiple videos this weekend, just him and his giant dog.
Is that
but the thing is
the dog new?
I don't.
Or has the dog been there all season?
He's just been bringing it around more, I think.
Hell yeah.
But like SVG, in my perception of him from like what I've seen of him of like the Fox cartoons and everything, is like he's a pretty tall guy. So the fact that this dog comes up to like his hip, I'm like, that's a weapon. That's a big dog.
I feel like when I pictured him like having a dog, like I thought of him kind of having like a weird ass like pug or something.
He does give off little dog vibes.
Yeah, like he would have like a weird little dog.
Oh, 100%.
He would have like an elderly chihuahua for sure.
He so would. And he would be like one of those guys who's like, I didn't want this damn dog. And then it's like, okay, well, why are you carrying it around in a satchel?
SPG? Yeah, it seems like it's actually your best friend. So that's strange.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that dog's just surprising to me. It looks cool though. Cool looking dog.
It's a cool dog.
Ronald. Shout out Ronald.
Shout out. We had this interesting situation with Alex Bowman as well in the pits. Alex Bowman just had an abysmal race. Absolutely embarrassing. I'm just like, I'm so fucking annoyed with him at this point. Do you know how long we have defended him? And then he's just like...
He said the absolutely abysmal embarrassing. Honestly, delete his career, please. Jeez,
it's so bad. I just like, we came into the season being like, Alex Bowman could do no wrong, stop being mean to him. And then I'm just like, someone's gonna have to sedate me.
It's not his fault. You know how the Lando fans are like, he's being sabotaged. Like, I feel that way. I feel like I'm gonna start tweeting like that about Alex Bowman. I'm gonna be like, that was sabotage.
That would be really fun.
No, that's like I think that's gonna be my new bit on Twitter. I think it's gonna go over really well with the people, and I think people are really gonna like it.
No, I definitely.
I'll make like a table of all the mechanical issues that he has throughout the year, and then like all the other Hendrick cars, and I feel like you're gonna see sabotage.
It's definitely there. And if you think about it, the championship is a like team-based championship, not driver-based championship, so that really does make a difference. He had a tire gun situation, and so this was his second pit stop. And the tire gun worked during the first one, sure. We didn't hear anything about it. And then the second one, they showed us that it simply was not plugged in. It was not plugged in. So something happened between the first pit stop and there's a saboteur. It's just Kyle Larson. He gets out of his car at the pit stop and he goes, "You guys want to see what I'm going to do to Alex Bowman right now? It's going to be really funny." And then he goes, untightens whatever, however that works, the tire gun, and bada bing, bada boom, Alex Bowman is embarrassing me. And then we have another situation in the pits where Bubba nearly absolutely takes out Zane Smith as Zane Smith is entering his pit box, and then the spotter comes on and says, "And you couldn't torture this information out of me." He goes, "Sorry, I lost you because of the paint scheme." And I was like, well, thank goodness they put giant numbers on the side of the car so you would know which car is. No.
They put a stealth bomber on the side of it, so it's like purposely.
I'm not giving them that because your eyes shouldn't ever come off of the car. That's your job, is to look at the one car. I'm gonna start beef with Door Bumper Clear right now and be like, what are we doing? What do you mean you lost him?
I know why you started beef with that, because of that Ryan Priest tweet.
Oh yeah.
What was that? Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, dude, I fuck with Bubba, so like I just was like, oh, this is Bubba's spotter, like I'm sure he's cool, whatever. And then the first tweet I've ever seen of him was like reposted on my timeline, and it was just him being like, fuck Ryan Priest, basically.
Yeah, that was odd.
They were like, have you ever seen somebody with a good car, but
a bad car, or like a bad driver in like an okay car winning a race? And he said something along the lines of, well, Ryan Priest has almost done it a few times. I was like, bro, just because you're fuck off, whatever. Now I'm angry. Anyways,
keep your eyes on the car, buddy. I did think it was funny that the commentary was like, it's fucking stealthy. I think stealthy.
That is true. I'll give him that. It was.
I think it's funny to think that you put a stealth plane on the side of the car and it acquires the characteristics of the plane. I think that's funny.
Sick. It's like, did you ever watch Chalk World on Cartoon Network? Anyways, it's fine. It's a deep cut. Those who know.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
You know. Yeah. So SVG for a minute, and I always think this is fun. SVG, congratulations on Rookie of the Year. He was absolutely bullying Riley Herbst to get that free pass for a hot minute. I was like, we were watching it, and it looked like they were racing for like a good position, and I was like, SVG, we are being mean to Riley Herbst right now in his Chumba Casino car.
Chumba Casino car. I was like, no, not the Chumba Casino car, getting bullied.
How embarrassing. Any whoosie, stage 1, Chase Briscoe, he led like most of the time. Tyler Reddick is still up there. We thought for a minute he had damage from the Josh Berry incident. Turns out he didn't really. Yes, Andrea?
So I never really found out because I didn't watch the whole race. What happened to Christopher Bell? Because it seemed like all the other Toyotas were doing really well, but what about Sebo?
Yeah, just give me a minute. We'll get there.
Okay. I'm excited to find out what happens to him. I'm sure it's really good.
Yeah, I think he will be just absolutely tickled at what happened. Denny Hamlin's up there, Ross Chastain, and then Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace, doing pretty well.
Ross Chastain?
Ross, what are you doing here, Ross?
Yeah,
Ross, get out of here. Get out of here, Ross.
Ross, please.
Briscoe and Hamlin were the top runners on the restart. They just kind of traded positions for a little bit. Hamlin was in the front. Briscoe eventually takes the lead from Hamlin, who then reports a clutch issue.
I see some more saboteurs going on.
Saboteur. It's Kyle Larson again.
Fuck. Why are you covering for Chase Elliott? There's a chance it's also him, by the way.
He's too busy having just the most abysmal races of his life. He's embarrassing me too. I'm embarrassed all around. I hate everybody. Besides Ryan Preece, you're doing great.
This is what we get for trying to give a pass to Hendrick cars. Like, we tried to open our hearts a little bit to Hendrick cars.
I can't even remember who the 4th Hendrick car is.
William Byron.
Oh, yeah. The blonde one.
I'm good at this game, by the way.
You are.
This is the one game I am good at. I do know, like, the drivers and the teams.
Yeah.
MJ knows everything else for the podcast, but I know that one.
Drivers and the teams. You do a really good job at that. So he just slowly starts to fall back. He's passed by Ross Chastain and then Reddick. Now remember that question that you had earlier, Andrea?
Oh, am I about to find out what happened to Christopher Bell?
Listen up. So we have a caution. Hocevar spins off of turn 4. He's struggling with the car. He's talking about how this is the most undrivable car he has ever been in his entire life. He's very not happy with the car. Ends up spinning. He saves it though. Doesn't take too much damage. Shout out to him. He's very good at that. Very Christian Rasmussen-like. Bless his heart.
He's a wheelman.
He's a wheelman. I've always said that. And so here's some pit stop chaos. Don't look at it. I'm going to tell you. So first we have Denny Hamlin, who has a long pit stop. Rest in peace, your chances. He drops from 4th to 23rd. Now we have Hocevar, who blocks Blaney from his stall. Obviously, that delays Blaney. He drops from 9th to 20th. Bubba needs to stop and get his right rear tightened, and he drops from 5th to 14th. All right? Byron has to back up into a stall and get his left tire secure. I don't know what he drops. That was not information that I apparently cared about. So now perk up. Here's the situation. Hocevar spins into his stall, obviously, makes contact with Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell acquires damage from this situation, drops from 8th to 14th, and this essentially ruins his race.
So, in this pit cycle, Carson managed to fuck with both Blaney and Bell. Two people that mean a lot to me.
Mm-hmm. That's why they call him the Hurricane.
Carson, stay off TikTok this week. I'm making fucking hate edits this week. I like you and we're cool, but I'm making hate edits this week because that hurts my feelings.
No, I think that's fair. We get back racing.
Was this why Christopher was mad?
Yes.
In the interviews? Was he gonna punch Carson? Was there ever a threat of him punching Carson? Teaching him how to race like a real man?
He kind of has another way of going about it, similar to what I do, where it just like his eyes start to kind of get really watery, and he's just like, I'm just really disappointed. And so that's kind of how he.
I like that. No, that's good. That's why I like Christopher Bell. I love him a lot. I remember when he was getting so angry after Martinsville last year, and he did look like he was about to cry, but like not out of sadness, out of anger. He was like, "Guys, I really touched the wall. Please, just talk to me. Talk to me."
It was a little bit like that. All right, we get back, we restart. Everything's the same, guys. Nothing has changed. Nothing fun is happening. Quick shout out to Eric Jones.
Dude,
doing pretty good.
Shout out to Eric Jones.
Shout out to Eric Jones. I feel like we don't talk about him very often. Twice before, allegedly. I wasn't here, so
I haven't been here for very long, but like I'm just trying to imagine a world in which like that was the thing that was happening.
Yeah, it's happened. So
that's crazy.
Shout out. And then we get the word that Chase Briscoe has voltage issues. And for those of you who aren't familiar with this car speak, voltage means power. So he's having some power issues.
He's having issues
with his watts. Not great. Yeah. He's having hybrid issues. Damn Honda. And so they're like, ooh, we're having some power issues. We gotta... I don't even want to talk about it. We gotta supplement. We gotta find a way to take away a little bit of power from unnecessary things and put it back into the car so that you can go forth and win this race. And so they're like, we're gonna need you to shut off. I don't know. Let me think about it. Maybe your cool suit. Turn off your cool suit. And he's like, okay, I'll turn off my cool suit. And he's like, fuck, it's really hot. And they're like, ooh, that's not gonna be enough. You know the little fan that has air conditioning that goes into your helmet? Can you turn that off too?
His helmet fan?
His helmet fan.
What is it, like plugged into the car through a fucking cigarette lighter or something? How the fuck is that powered by the car?
It is they screw it in.
I didn't know
it's powered by the car. Yeah, that's why they have the little weird little. That's what that is.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this whole time it's been that, but. So he had to turn those off. So on the teardown, he was talking about how he's like, I've never been that hot before. He's like, it was just like sweat was pouring down me. He's like, on the straightaways, I would open up my visor, wipe the sweat away, close my visor. I'd wait till the next straightaway, open up my visor, wipe the sweat away. And I was like, that's gross. Don't tell me that. So yeah, that happens. That's pretty eventful. I don't know if they ever ended up changing the like power unit situation. I don't know. I took a nap, and while I was taking a nap, Corey Ware spins. Everyone's shocked. He has contact with Preece, which makes him spin. Sounds to me like Preece had a pretty good race. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ryan Preece and Robert Schwartzman, they should get a pass.
I think it's a lot, in my personal opinion. But Cody Ware was fine. Whatever. We restart. Briscoe leads. Tyler Reddick is on the inside, and somehow Blaney spins randomly from 13th, brings out a caution, but he has this really sick save where he spins one way, and then he like kind of spins back the other way, and he lets off the gas as the tail of his car is just like barely passing by the inside barrier between like the track and the pit wall. It was pretty sick.
He was sandwiched by RFK cars.
Rubbing his racing, that's all I'll say.
Wait, can I bring up something about RFK real quick? Earlier in the race, Brad had to go into somebody else's pit stall, but it wasn't as good as when people go into Chase Briscoe's pit stall.
Yeah, his team does a really good job of that.
Chase Briscoe's team is on lock at all times for everyone else's Toyota fuck-ups. The Ford folks are not clocked in the same way.
No. Chase Briscoe's pit crew is like the girl that carries enough tampons for everybody.
Dude, that's powerful. Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah. They
have like pads and stuff too, because they're like not everybody tampons. And then you find out they use a diva cup. Like they're just carrying this for the love of the game.
Yeah, you always want to run into them in the bathroom. Chase Briscoe's pit crew and also the girl with all the feminine products. Hell yeah. That's maybe the highest compliment I will ever pay to anyone associated with Chase Briscoe.
Is genuinely the nicest thing I could think to say about Chase Briscoe. And it's not even about him, it's about his pit crew.
Shout out to his pit crew. Although, RFK had the fastest pit stop. I don't remember. It was the applesauce car. It was Chris Buescher.
Yeah, that's good.
I was gonna say Chase Briscoe because it's still the CB, but it's Chris Buescher. They had the fastest pit stop, which is, I don't know, that's pretty cool.
I think I could be a NASCAR driver because my last name starts with a B.
Yeah, you could be. Something to think about.
It's one of the top qualifying factors.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Yeah, they figure out the car shit later.
Yeah, I respect that.
MJ.
We have a restart. Briscoe leads. Oh, I already said this. We have another restart. Briscoe, Reddick, yada yada yada.
He's stinking up the show.
He's stinking up the show. Stage 2 win is Briscoe, followed by Reddick, followed by Jones. Shout out Jones. Followed by Larson, and then followed by Allmendinger, who they actually had a pretty good race weekend. Like, not Keurig. Colleague. Keurig Racing actually had a really good weekend.
Can we just call them Keurig Racing?
Keurig Racing. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. They'll let us know if they don't like that. So we have another restart. It's the same as always. It's Briscoe, Reddick, whatever. 10 laps later, Briscoe has a 2.112 second lead over Reddick, and I'm feeling like a nap, is what I wrote. A long time later, we have a pit cycle, yada, yada, yada. We have a caution because Derek Kraus is literally on fire. This is how I, learned that Derek Kraus was here, but he was very much on fire. So we have another yellow, and it does benefit Blaney a little bit because Blaney was in the pits right before the caution. Awesome. Not that it matters. We have another restart. We have a little bit of a battle between Chase Briscoe and Tyler Reddick. Ultimately, Tyler Reddick just couldn't do it. Tries to dive under Briscoe. Can't make the pass, whatever, what have you. Chase Briscoe dominates the race, wins. He's locked into round 2 of the playoffs. The playoff picture right now is Joey Logano. Joey Logan is actually what I wrote down. He's below the cut line. He's 3 under the cut line. Sorry, Joey Logan. Honestly, he sounds like
Joey Logan seems like a different person.
Joey Logan is 100% a character in like a hockey romance novel. Defenseman. Austin Dillon is 8 points below the cut line. Alex Bowman is embarrassing me. He's 19 points below the cut line. And Josh Berry is also 19 points below the cut line. This, it's actually looking pretty good for my predictions as of right now. Although instead of having Austin Dillon, I had SVG, but SVG is like 3 points into the good. So.
Yeah, I have Josh Berry getting cut and Austin Dillon getting cut.
Anybody else?
Tyler Reddick is doing better than I thought, but there's honestly 2 races still for them to royally fuck that up. And with 23-11, where there's a will, there is a way. And then I also have SVG. But low-key, I'm going to be honest, guys. I have a lot more faith in SVG than my bracket indicates. I just don't. There are some people I'm not in the business of jinxing them.
Yeah, I think it could go either way with SVG, especially if he has a car that's not trying to kill him. But who...
That radio is everything to me. That's my fan favorite. That's my fan favorite.
Oh, SVG is your fan favorite because of that radio?
For the dog and the radio. The radio sent me. It literally made me giggle out loud. This car's trying to kill me! It's so funny. Like, I think it's really funny. It's good.
Yeah.
I also just think that he is like enjoying himself with like the playoff of it all. I wanted to listen on the plane, but I didn't get a chance to the teardown playoff like media day, but I'm sure he says some charming things in there.
I know. I have to go back and listen. It's like 3 hours long, and I was like, whoa, giving our podcast a run for our money, huh?
I like how they wore suits.
It was really
Jeff and Jordan. I think that's cute.
It was cute. Denny Hamlin comes in. They have a bunch of like die casts on the table, and he comes in and he just starts moving them around and flipping them over. Like, that's great. And then he like sits up his and like Christopher Bell's really nicely. I was like, okay.
Wait, I'm not. It doesn't. My honorable mention for fan favorite. Oh my god, I didn't even take my makeup off from last night. My honorable fan favorite is my honorable fan favorite is Denny for like that quote from the text messages from the court case where he's like, the hate I have for the France family is like unmeasurable or something, like some crazy ass quote like that. And I was like, that's so funny to put that in a text message that could very likely be subpoenaed for this lawsuit. Like, I feel like that's so funny. And also he by association gets to acquire some of the fan favoriteness from other people, and Michael Jordan being like, yeah, I've lost more money than this in a casino. Yeah, I'm cool.
He's like, this is just a hobby for me. He's like, you can't golf all the time, am I right? Gotta get into NASCAR.
And then that lawyer guy being like, I watched the cup race the other day. This shit's boring. And Michael Jordan's like, yeah, I know. I've been fucking saying that, but I like, this is the funniest thread of text messages.
It's ever. So good.
And then the NASCAR one is like, what if we make a deal so horrible for all the teams? Fuck them, we hate them. And I was like, why would you put that in text messages? I don't understand.
It's like all of the other ones like are seemingly like pretty inconsequential, and then it's like the boss is like, what if we screw over everyone who's underneath us? It's like, okay, hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
If they try to fight it, we run them out of town. It's like, okay, so no, that's what I thought we were doing here. Yeah, that's actually exactly what I think 2311 is saying that you're doing. So that's interesting.
Love that. My fan favorite is there was a little like playoff promo released earlier this week at Bowman Gray, my favorite place in the world. And it had just literally the most perfect ensemble of actors I have ever seen in my life. It was Christopher Bell was the lead, obviously. Ross Chastain was an ensemble member, and then we also had Ross Chastain and Austin Cindric. Yeah, they had less like lines, but definitely some physical comedy moments, which I thought was really nice. I do have to give it to Christopher Bell though, because there is something about him. Like, he has just gotten, and it's so clear this year, just like so much more comfortable, like feeding into these little dramas that were performed. It was so funny too. Like, it was really well put together. Also, I'm a sucker for anything you do at Bowman Gray, truly. So Christopher Bell.
Get to Bowman Gray, girl.
We got to. We'll go to the Clash. I don't know. We haven't gone to the Roval yet this year. It could all change. We have recency bias.
Yeah, that's true.
Ask me second week of October after the Roval has happened. But all right, any final words on NASCAR? Oh, next week we go to Worldwide Technology Raceway, which I'm so excited about. I love Gateway. I really do.
I heard from the A2YL folks, Austin Cindric is good there.
He has won here previously, which is why I kept him. Technically, I shouldn't have kept him in this round, but I was like, well, technically he has a win here in the past, so I kept him in my round of 8. Or round of 12.
I put him in the final 4. No, I didn't. I should have.
Yeah, I should.
Austin Cindric championship incoming. I think it'll piss people off just as much as the Joey Logano one, but he'll get more of a pass because he's not Joey Logano.
And he's got those endearing tortoiseshell glasses.
Mm-hmm. Gotta get, dude. I'm excited for us to talk a little bit about supercars. And when's the next supercars race? Next week?
The week after.
But I've been trying to, plug in a little bit more, and MJ wasn't going to inform me that apparently Austin Cindric shows up and does a little thing.
Yeah, he's done Bathurst before.
I didn't know that. I'm really plugged in now. Can't wait to talk about that. That's all I have for NASCAR, though.
All right.
I want to talk about F1. I'm ready. I feel like F1, they heard us talking shit a little bit, and they came back from break, and they're like, we got to start delivering. But before we talk about the race, we have our Cadillac F1 lineup. We've talked about it like 7 times now, but it's official now.
Get down, boot scoot boogie.
Yeah, or guitars and Cadillacs.
Guitars, Cadillacs, and country music. There's a song called Cadillac on your Ryan Blaney playlist that it hits so hard. There are so many Cadillac songs, and I know for a fact they're not going to bring any of the Cadillac vibe that I'd like to see. That's okay.
What do we got to do to get a country Cadillac vibe?
I think we just have to DM Valtteri Bottas. I think he's already bringing it. I think both of those men would willingly wear cowboy hats to every race.
If I think that they're trying to go too sleek and sexy with the Cadillac branding, and I think it needs to be like make it more like gritty country Cadillac.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Put us in a marketing roundtable. You and I are like, here's the vision.
Do you guys know who Dwight Yoakam is?
Are you guys against putting these men in some Wranglers and seeing what we can make happen?
I want to see something. Have you guys ever heard of the chill livery? I want to see them in fire suits that have denim jeans on them.
Yeah, let's turn this fucking place to a ride the dente. Anywho, I feel like there's nothing much to say about the lineup in the way of like.
Should we say who it is?
It's Valtteri Bottas and Checo Perez.
I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for this lineup. I've always liked both Checo and Valtteri, even though there were some times where I was like, we got to get Checo out of here. So I'm excited.
We didn't know. And now I'm bashful.
I'm bashful. I'm just joking.
I don't know. I just feel like I think that it's like kind of a similar vibe to the Hospins. So I like think that they're going to grow on me quite severely. I loved Valtteri's announcement picture that everybody thought was AI, and he was like, bitch, no. You guys are new here, huh? I do this shit on the daily. I also think it's interesting that they're seemingly already in love with each other.
No, I think it makes sense. Men over a certain age, you know, they have a thing for each other.
They get close. They get closer with their friends. Their friendships become more important to them.
I get it.
And also, Valtteri is famous for loving tacos, and he like made a comment in one of the videos that you sent me of like, it's Taco Tuesday, and Checo's like, where the fuck are we going then? Let's go.
It's like, hell yeah. I think it'll be a really good combo. I think it's a good decision for Cadillac to have. I mean, as much as I'd love to see a rookie in there, I get the first year. They're still waiting to see whether or not willpower is going to be available for willpower.
They're trying to make some shit work with Connor
Zillage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exciting. Hero. Oh, also, and I think this was kind of shown by the Cadillac lineup, and then also Taylor Swift got engaged. But Yuki Tsunoda announced a hex-clad partnership, which I'm like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Him, Gordon Ramsay, some pots and pans. Truly, I was like, this is beautiful marketing. Very, very perfect. But I just thought that was interesting. But shall we talk about the race weekend?
Yeah, I will say we were getting goofy a little bit in the free practice sessions. Mm-hmm. I don't usually go too much in depth about free practice, and I'm not going to go like into every single person that was spinning, going off in the gravel, but like just know like it was like at one point or another, like everybody was. It kind of gave the vibes of they genuinely came back from break and they did not remember how to operate these vehicles. Like we were seeing stuff that it was like silly. I was like, what are we doing?
I think that this is a perfect example of this is on the spot. I'm thinking about this on the spot. This is a great example of like, oh, like practice does make a difference because we had all these people sending it into a wall in practice, and it's like, okay, they got it out of their system. They said, I tried to push it as hard as possible, realized that's where the limit is, and then it didn't happen in the actual race. So there's something to think about. I don't know. If there's any motorsports listening who don't have any practice, maybe this is something to consider.
So crazy to me that that's even a thing that they do. But we still saw some silly shit in the race, MJ.
Sure. No, and I agree, but I think those were more driver situations versus like testing the car, in my personal opinion.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. So, one notable crash that we had was Lance Stroll. He was running fast in practice, and then like crashed the fuck out and like destroyed his car.
Yeah.
But everybody was like, he was kind of going fast though. It was like a Kimi Antonelli moment. They were like, did you see that Lance actually was doing pretty good?
Pretty quick. Something to think about.
Something to think about. So we get to qualifying. Lance Stroll crashes again. Yeah, they rebuilt that car and then he crashed again. And they'll rebuild it again for the race. That team.
They're good at it.
Yeah, they're really good at it. They don't get the flowers
with their eyes closed. No.
Do you think
great job.
Can I make a joke that might hurt your feelings? Do I have permission?
Yeah, it's fine.
Do you think they hired some Logan Sargent's mechanics? Boom, Mercedes.
Okay.
She's embarrassed, guys. That was such a good joke.
We have to keep going.
Laser. Doesn't do it on this.
No, it doesn't.
Whenever we're on FaceTime, if MJ makes fun of me real hard, she'll like hit me with the lasers thing on FaceTime, and I can never get it to fucking work, and it pisses me off.
Some people just have the touch, some people don't.
What was DC on about?
Everyone complaining about empedding.
Everybody complaining about empedding.
A lot of the drivers were just like, this guy was way too close. That was incredibly dangerous. And DC was just like, no, it wasn't. He's like, I think they all just like forgot how depth perception worked over the break. That was just
an exciting. This is an exciting time to announce that.
Oh,
you made a change.
Guys, I'm so excited to say. And if you follow me on Threads, you'd already know this. Me just shouting out my Threads. Everyone go follow me on Threads. That's the only place I'm funny nowadays. I did get, and I think we talked about this a little bit, I did end up getting F1 TV for the rest of the season. And it has changed my life. I enjoy Formula One again. I don't feel drained getting up to, I was like excited to get up and watch the race this weekend. Wonderful. Shout out to F1 TV. I watched the F1 TV app. It's only $8 a month for the first 4 months, and then it'll bump up to $10. You can easily get it by visiting f1tv.com. You just sign in.
I'm fucking fuming right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking fuming right now.
Anywho,
if anybody's getting an F1 TV fucking plug, it's me. It's me. Okay. Oh my god, she's just like my clouded up bestie gets fucking paid for everything I love.
No.
She's not getting paid. She does it for the love of the game.
I do.
Also, for the love of the exciting news: James Hinchcliffe is coming back soon, guys. And MJ, I think she's going to be through the roof, guys. The energy on Lapstone is going to be so different.
It's going to be really, really good. Everything is looking up. And then DC went on like a hot little ramble about like, this is somewhere that Lando is pretty good at. He's gotten pole here. He's won here before. He's like, it would be, truly an issue if he does not get pole over his teammate. And then just like immediately after that, Lando proceeds to just not get pole over his teammate. And I was like, hey, DC, that was actually really cruel and mean.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough to like lay out your argument so well as to how bad that would be for somebody, and then for it to happen. You know what I mean? It's
immediately after.
It's kind of crazy.
But notable, we had Fernando Alonso in P10. That's awesome. And then Isaac in P4. Very, very exciting. Thank you so much to Yuki Tsunoda for building that car for him. Bless.
Yuki gets the credit.
Yuki deserves the credit
for something.
My God.
Something. Dude, the way Yuki, his stock has gone way down since going to Red Bull. And it just bums me out because I'm like, what if Yuki would have gotten a podium?
I bet he would have. Isaac, do not answer any calls you get from Red Bull this week. Any hoozy? Let's talk about the race. Do you want to lead the race or do you want me to lead it?
You can. I'll throw it to you for some of your good insights here. But like, I mean, I think I can cook for a little bit.
All right,
on some of it.
Mm-hmm.
So the race starts, and Max immediately overtakes Lando, and it was like he was on his ass. Okay. He was like going for it. But then this was so confusing. There was like a giant patch of dirt on the track that Max hits, and he almost completely loses his car. You put very Christian Rasmussen-esque. But like, why was there a giant patch of dirt on the track at the start? Like, that seems like surely something we could have like taken care of. Like,
you gotta catch them. You gotta catch them off track. You gotta get them off their game a little bit. Shake it up.
Not
with gravel. Well, he's probably the only one who could save it, if I'm being completely fair.
Yeah, that would genuinely, if anybody else would have done that, they would have fucking lost it right there.
They would have taken out Lando and Oscar at the same time.
Well, that would have been a spicy race. I don't know. Isaac win. I don't know. I feel like it was just so confusing to me. Like, there are things like logistically with F1 sometimes, and we'll talk a little bit about another one you have in this notes, that is like just like, why though? Like, if there was ever a time to sweep the track, surely before the race started would have been one of them.
But when they sweep the track, isn't it humans who be sweeping?
Yes. They don't have sweepers.
Pinnacle of motorsport, my ass.
Nope, say it. Yeah. I know what you wanted to say. Hell yeah. You sent me an onboard from the start of Alex Albon that I did not see until you sent it to me. This man, I mean, it was kind of giving, like, I know we joked. What did we joke that it was kind of giving?
Colton Herta. Every time he starts in the back in an oval.
It literally was like video game-esque driving.
It was
like Colton Herta.
Good. So good. I did say it was very Rasmussen as well. And I put in parentheses, like, cool.
In a cool way.
Mm-hmm.
Christian is like, why the fuck do they keep bringing me up on this podcast and just like in the most random fucking segments of their podcast? There's no way he remembers he was on this podcast. No, not a chance. Cool guy though. Congrats on the win. Anywho, Alex Albon. God level start from Alex Albon. And it was literally like the seas parted. You wrote he went from P15 to P10. But like literally like all the other cars, like they were just like shit was happening and they were just like magically moving out of his way. And
so
he was just like threading the needle. It was like video game-esque, like Colton Herta restart on an oval after he got sent to the back for a fucking pit road penalty.
That's exactly what it was. Beautiful. Wonderful.
Beautiful. Oh my God, we gotta get Alex Albon to IndyCar.
Get him on a short oval immediately.
Please, I just need to see something. I need to see it. Gabby Bortoleto has a bad start and loses 5 places. And also has contact with Stroll. This was like confusing. You wrote he has debris flying off. I don't know why we let that go on for so long. That's like another thing with F1. Like every race weekend now, like they're just like very chill with debris on the track.
That baffles me. They did that last year too with the mirror that took out. Was it Valtteri it took out? Someone who did not deserve it.
No, I think it was Valtteri's. It was Valtteri's mirror, and I think it took out like Carlos or something.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
something. But he ended up getting a penalty for unsafe something.
Bortoleto, Gabby.
Yeah,
he had to pay the crime of debris on track.
He paid the time. He paid the crime.
He played the crime. He played it on his iPad. I don't know. I feel. I don't know. Gabby, I think it's interesting. I can feel like he's starting to get his feet under him as a rookie, and I do think that the rest of the season, like he outqualified Nico again. You know, like I think he is cooking something. Mm-hmm. But little stuff like this obviously is still to be expected of rookies. And honestly, it's like Lance Stroll, you know what I mean? So it's like he was just in the way probably. And he was like, those mechanics worked hard all night last night putting this car back together, and I'm going to fuck it up right from the get-go.
Make him do it again.
It was a direct attack on Aston Martin mechanics. He's a monster. Lap 9. Ooh, we got lap numbers for F1 notes now. Normally I take the F1 notes, so they're real bad, but we're changing things this week if I was out of town. Thanks, MJ. Lando on mediums, dude, your notes are so good. How do you do this? Overtakes Max Verstappen on softs. It's like I could understand the race and talk about it on the podcast. It's so helpful. You're so good at what you do, MJ. What can I say? You're the best podcast co-host I've ever met.
God.
I think that this is like people were really hyping up this overtake. What did you think?
It was good. Yeah. I saw it and I went, that was clean.
Good one. Got him.
I said, yeah, no, I thought it was good. He did it and I said, wow. And to be fair, I'm not going to kick him while he's down. I thought it was good. It was good. It was good.
You're the Lando defender of this podcast, remember?
Yeah, I love Lando. Famously.
I think I'm getting a reputation, I think, as a Lando hater. I got to figure out a way to, like, reverse this. I can't help myself. I do really like Oscar, and right now his biggest competition is Lando, guys. So, like, I am going to be, like, a little bit, like...
I just don't particularly love the Lando fandom, but, like, I don't really have any issues with the guy.
Yeah, no, I just, like, I sound like a hater because it's like I want him to do worse than Oscar.
Sure, and I think that's totally fair. And I want both of them to do worse than Ryan Preece.
Just as a general rule. If we have to sacrifice an Oscar win to get a Ryan Preece one, it's a sacrifice we will always be willing to do. I don't know where that would come up and why that would be the bargain we were pitching, but I would say yes and go for it.
Yeah.
But this is... What is... Lewis Hamilton, like, crashes.
I cried.
This is like the... Why did you cry?
It made me really sad that happened.
He goes up onto the paint part.
Yeah, he just gets way too high, and then he
goes down the high line. There's marbles. He loses it.
Exactly.
Dude.
He kind of like overcorrects a little bit because you can tell he gets onto the paint, kind of turns down, and then tries to correct. Just turns it way up, slides the car up against that barrier. Crushed me from the inside out. I'm not even particularly a Ferrari or a Lewis Hamilton fan, but I was just like, frick, dude.
His crash didn't seem as sad, though, as the other crashes. That's why I was just so surprised that you said that one was the one that made you cry. Like, some of the other ones were sadder.
Yeah, but, yeah. I was just more invested, I think, in this one. I don't know. I just want him to be happy, I think.
He's a class of punishment.
Ask Rock how to be happy, you know? Who is it that he always asks on
Perplexity.
Twitter? Ask Perplexity how to be happy.
Yeah. No, yeah, he should ask. I will say, while we're just like talking about him getting on the high line, losing in the marbles, Ruth Buscombe, who's on the F1 TV team, as you probably love and enjoy.
I'm familiar.
She does a lot of stuff with Honda, I think, and she's been like kind of dipping into her American motorsports bag. And she, at the pre-race show, she said like, we're going to practice our best American accents this week. And we're going to be talking about high line and low line on the banking. And I was like, Ruth, stop. I already love you. Don't.
Beautiful. Dude.
Stop. I already love you.
That banking there, it is what a treat. I always forget what a treat Zandvoort is until we go back. And Jeff Gluck was live tweeting the F1 race. And he's like, fuck it, guys. NASCAR? Can we get NASCAR?
I saw that. He had a poll and I voted yes. I said yes.
Like, absolutely. I'm like, we could get IndyCar here. I'm like, if they don't want it anymore, I do. I want Zandvoort.
International IndyCar race, international NASCAR race, doubleheader.
Beautiful.
You guys thought the doubleheader was going to be in Phoenix? Wrong. It's in Zandvoort.
I would get on a plane for that, I think.
So Zandvoort, I think, is like moving to like the every couple years it'll be on the schedule sort of
what
thing.
What a tragedy.
I know. Do you think the next like time we could like? I think that's an F1, like an international F1 race. Like Podium Pop's like, oh, we're going to Japan. I think Japan would be cool. I think ours is Zandvoort though. Like I think we gotta be there.
I think Zandvoort would be cool. If not Australia, Zandvoort.
Yeah. Well, Australia has the supercars as the
I know
support series. I talked supercars a little bit with Scott Dixon.
You did.
Below.
We have film. Oh, you guys should really. I should have talked about this during the IndyCar segment. But Andrea did the bullpen with all the IndyCar drivers, and she did a really good job. She asked them if they could, because we don't have the 2026 schedule, if you've caught on any of the jokes we've been making. She asked them if they could put anything on the 2026 calendar, realistic, not realistic, and she got some really good answers. Those are all on our Twitter, not our Twitter, we don't have Twitter, on our TikTok and Instagram, and then I think we're gonna make a compilation of them and put them on YouTube. Oh, and they are on shorts. Yeah, you're right.
But I think yeah, Zandvoort would be the move for us, or Australia.
I agree. I think that would be sick. Or Mexico.
Yeah. MJ's really excited about F1 lately, guys. Watch his face.
It's been 48. It's been a crazy 48 hours, guys.
Yeah. But you noted that the Lewis Hamilton crash came right after Leclerc pit. So in a way, he was also fucking over his teammate, which is just so Ferrari. It is good that like if you can't just stab the knife, you got to twist it a little too. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You gotta speak on the Liam and Carlos thing. I think I'm too blinded by my own biases. I don't think I can speak on it fairly.
The Liam and Carlos situation, they're fighting for P7. And in my opinion, I think if you're not going to give a penalty to both of them, don't give one to either of them. It kind of felt more just like a dicking around type thing where they were just trying to test out where, like, what they could get away with. I don't know. I think it truly, in my opinion, I was like, there's no way a penalty is going to be assigned here. Like, truly no way it's going to be. It was assigned to Carlos. He got a 10-second penalty. Happy birthday. He is such a Virgo too, because he was almost in tears during the post race, and I was like, I know him. But yeah, that stuck.
He really tried to do his big one in that post race interview. I did see it finally, where he was like, "Why won't they talk to me? I just want to talk to him. I'm just confused a little bit. I just wanted to talk to him. They won't even let me in." I mean, if I were to FIA, I would want to talk to me, but they don't want to, I guess.
Don't get it. I just don't get it. I said, please.
But, like, I think that he, like, goes through, like, stages of grief. And I think next week he's going to be in his head of the drivers union thing. And he's going to be like, actually, the FIA has to talk to me, or else I'm going to write a strongly worded Instagram post.
Hell yeah.
George Russell. So you're going to want to talk to me.
Yeah, that was a stupid penalty. In my personal opinion.
Safety car for debris from Carlos's Williams. I missed that. Is that what that was for? It was a virtual safety car, right?
Yeah, and they run out there, and they pick it up, and they run back, and everyone cheered.
Oh, yeah, yes. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that girl. Yeah, she was cool. Whenever they say virtual safety car, in my brain, like, my brain is so fucked up and dumb. I just think of, like, a ghost car.
It is a ghost car. We just can't see it.
I think, like, okay, everybody line up behind the ghost car.
It's on the Fox stream. We just can't access the Fox broadcast for F1 yet.
Oh my god. We gotta get a ghost car as the virtual safety car, but it, like, looks just like the Aston Martin they use for, like, the actual safety car. It's just ghost.
There's just a ghost driving it.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
That'd be really good.
Gotta get it. Gotta make that happen. And on the restart, George Russell and Charles, they kind of, I don't know what the situation here really was, like, who was in the right, who's in the wrong.
But Charles was in the wrong.
Yeah, but then it's like they decided he wasn't because he crashed. So they were like, It's fine, I guess. Yeah, that's how penalties work in F1, I guess. They were like, it's fine, he already is going through enough. He tries to go in on the inside of George, and George does not like that and tries to keep the door closed. But technically, because, like, Charles did, like, that late breaking, like, I got to the apex first bullshit, George runs him off into the gravel. Not enough, I don't think. I think he should have really, like, he kind of half committed to running him. Yeah, I think he kind of half committed to running him off in the gravel, because he kind of, I think, was like, oh shit, okay, Charles is actually doing this. But he then goes on the radio and is like, the fuck was that? Like, he overtook me off the track. Like, he has to get the place back. And also, like, there, I think, was contact. And then they said, like, investigation pending at the end of the race, which is just a great way to send me to the fucking roof.
Stupid.
I was like, look at it now. Just look at it.
What else are you doing?
At this point, we still had, like, over half the race left. I was like, fucking crack open your fucking eyeballs and look at it. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why do you have to do it at the end of the race?
That was really dumb. DC actually, like, called out one of the stewards by name, which I really appreciated.
But yeah, George, his race was, like, kind of fucked at that point a little bit. I mean, he had damage. And so they were like, okay, Kimmy, we're going to send Kimmy after Charles. And so they tell George to switch places. And this radio's.
And he goes, sorry?
Am I hearing this right?
Sorry? I would have been pissed. George did give up the position.
Right.
Very proud of him. And to be fair, he got it back eventually. So shout out. He actually gained 2 positions.
I mean, I actually kind of feel like, so, like, I think they were like, okay, we're going to send Kimmy after Charles in, like, a way of, like, they're like,
we're taking him out.
Go past Charles. But, like, Kimmy in his, like, little rookie brain, he's like, what the fuck did he do to George?
Vengeance is what he said.
What did you do to him?
They said, we're going to, he heard, they're sending me after Charles. And he's like, I have to take out Charles. My boss just told me to take out Charles.
Toto himself said, fucking take him out.
Take him out. And he did.
What was Austin Dillon's radio in Richmond?
Wreck him! Wreck him!
that was what Kimmy heard. You were, wreck him! Okay. Yeah, he saw that little red car in the front, and he said, yeah, I'm about to fuck him up.
Gotta get him.
So Charles pits, he comes out in front of Kimmy, who's faster. And Kimmy, he tries to overtake, he kind of loses it. This is again on the banking, similarly to where we just saw, like, Lewis run up too high and lose it. Kimmy kind of locks up a little bit while trying to
He takes the low line, which is not an option. Like, it's like, I get that because the high line that's the racing line. I have glitter pen on my arm. That's the racing line. Like, I understand, like, it leaves the door open and it seems so tempting. Like, I'm just going to scooch on by underneath him.
He yearns for the Indy 500.
He so does. He's like, I'll take the low line. Don't worry about it. It didn't work.
He loses it, unfortunately. And he takes out Charles in the process. And Charles crashes basically the same exact spot that Lade just towed Lewis's car away from. It looks like it's the same car because it's the same car and it's in the same spot in his crash. And the front part of his car is completely gone. This is where I'm confused. Okay. So Lewis left the scene. Charles stays there.
I don't know why that happened.
He just genuinely stayed there for the rest of the race. He acquired a phone at some point. I don't really know how that happened. It takes him a while to really get settled. So for a while there, he's like out of the car and he's like gripping the fence and like drinking a water. And I was like, okay, so that's for the edits. And then he's like sitting on a lawn chair with like the marshals. I was like, okay, so that's for the memes. And then he decides to go sit on like a sandy dune and just starts genuinely having a photo shoot. And he posted all the photos on his Instagram.
That's for the fans.
Yeah, I was like, so he's just like doing fan service now because he's like, what the fuck else am I to do? But it also was interesting because he was like watching the race from there, and I was kind of like, it's kind of a nice thought. I mean, like it'd be kind of fun to watch the race from there.
Pretty good deal. And you're right by the banking. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, no, that's where I would want to be if we went to Zandvoort. Fucking put me on that dune, please, 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 please. That's where lap sound needs to be. But I don't know. I feel like I was like, is that the protocol? Just leave him out there, or did he request that? But anywho, Antonelli gets a penalty.
It's two of them.
I think 10-second penalty and then a 5-second penalty for speeding on pit lane. I don't think he deserved a penalty. I thought it was a racing incident.
I think Louis Foster would agree.
I think you could just say that when you don't want somebody you like to get a penalty.
It was a racing incident. An incident that happens during the race. I mean, this is by the book.
Yeah, I've yet to really figure out what differentiates a racing incident from just being anything that happens during racing. But it seems like a kind of a get out of jail free card. So I'm going to use it. I think it was a racing incident.
Yeah.
Why'd they put the low line there if you can't take it?
Why so much space if not opportunity? If you see a gap and you don't take it, you're a dumbass or whatever. Whatever Will Powers said in the F1 movie.
That's a funnier joke than the one I was going to make. That was good. Mine was going to be a little darker, but yours was really good. I don't know. I felt like you could kind of tell what I was cooking.
Yeah.
So
I can tell. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this race is kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like, this is a good race. There's like some angry clouds above. So I'm like, maybe we'll finish it off with a little rain. And that'll be like what seals the deal as Zandvoort being quite an interesting race. But actually, the racing gods had something more interesting in mind. They were like, what if we make Lando's car start to smoke? Yeah, the guy who's in like a really tight championship battle with his teammate. Surely that could be interesting, right? Let's just make his car start to smoke. And that's exactly what happened. His engine went kaput. What do they call it?
Power unit?
NASCAR. No, NASCAR. When like they start smoking and the drivers, I blew an engine or some shit.
Oh, blew an engine. Yeah.
Yeah,
I blew up. They'll say I blew up.
I blew up. Yeah. I like that. They should have done that. Lando, keep it in mind for next time. Because they're sabotaging you, so you're going to be doing this a lot. It was interesting, though. I will say it was interesting. It sounds like from the commentators that they already kind of knew that the engine was on its way out and they were going to replace it in Monza. Mm-hmm. And once I heard that, I was kind of like, okay, well, I guess it's like not their fault in a way because it's like you want to get the most out of the engine before you change it. So if you believe it has one more race, and then you'll change it. But then it's like, it's like the burn bar. You're guessing.
Yeah, it sucks to lose that way.
I will say, like, I personally, as much as I like love Oscar, I definitely feel like it's like the most icky way of Lando like losing an entire race worth of points and like DNFing. Like the crash that they had in Canada, I was like, that was like a driver error, and like he paid the championship price for that, and like he'll now have to earn those points back because of a driver error. And I think that's 100% how you would want a championship battle to play out. It's not fun when it's like a mechanical failure, but that is how championship battles have been won and lost historically in F1. It used to be a lot more often people would have mechanical failures and stuff, and we're just now so used to this age of F1 where like the cars are so reliable and this doesn't happen that it's like kind of crazy when you see it happen with such high stakes and big implications.
Yeah. But it did happen to Lewis Hamilton when he was fighting with Nico Rosberg. That's something I learned from the post show on F1 TV. Available on F1TV.com.
We're cutting that. We're cutting it. No more promo. She does not have a fucking code, by the way.
Use code. Could you imagine if I didn't?
If you fucking hard launch that on the show, that would be the last episode of Lap Start ever. You bet your ass. Reach out though, F1 TV. We would love a code for Lap Start listeners. And then he kind of sat, dude. Like one of the top 5 cinematic cuts I've ever seen in F1 was you have Lando Norris sitting on his dune, sad as all hell, like taking his knee pads off, like literally like head between his knees, like clearly like probably crying under his helmet, like very, 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 very pissed off. And then for some reason they cut to Charles Leclerc still on the hill, and he has like a phone and he's like FaceTiming somebody. He's like trying to listen.
He's trying to listen to something.
Like, he's like calling somebody. Like, how did he get the phone? But it was just like they both were on a sandy dune. One of them was more at
parallels
the end of their race.
Now I did take many a class in poetry. Do have a creative writing degree. Not to be like all the curtains were blue to represent something, but it is interesting to note that Charles had made his way to the top of the dune, whereas Lando stayed at the bottom.
Yeah.
Makes you think. I don't know.
Charles had made himself a home on that dune.
Yes. He knows where he is. Whereas
he intended to stay on that dune.
Lando, maybe he was like, I gotta have some quick exit. Something. I don't know. Guys, I'm just saying.
No, that's deep. That's makes you think.
Makes you think.
Thoughts. Yeah, I don't know. I do feel bad for Lando, and it's definitely
that sucks.
Yeah.
But he seemed, in all fairness to him, he seemed pretty like understanding of like there was nothing we could do. He seemed in the post race.
I didn't watch any of that content. I didn't want to watch it. It seemed sad.
No, I was really good because it kind of like broke up. Only the McLaren drivers, they kind of like broke up into like little alien voice because there was something wrong with the mic. So it was worth it. But he was very like, sucks. It really truly sucks to end that way. But it's like, there's nothing you can do. To his fairness, because I do feel like he has had less bad finishes and worse reactions. So maybe that shows something.
Growth. But this all of these incidents that we've described, all of these penalties that have been handed out, all of these things that went horribly bad, and so many F1 fans were leaving Zandvoort feeling down, way down. What was that? A pen?
Is my knuckles.
Do you mind? We're doing a podcast.
I know. I didn't think about it. Sorry. Keep going. No, keep going. Don't distract.
All of this led to the one thing that could unite the F1 fandom and make us feel a little bit better about Zandvoort. Whether you're a Charles girly, a Lewis girly, a Lando girly, a Carlos girly, no man watch F1. We all could leave feeling good about one thing, which is it all roads lead to an Isaac Hadjar podium.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm gonna be honest. That's my son.
It was, in watching him, like he did like the weigh-ins, they gave him his little receipt or whatever, and he like walks over and he's like trying to figure out, he's like, where's my team? Where's my team? And then he figures it out, he turns around and he just like sprints at them. It's nice to see good thing happen to good people. Good thing.
Yeah.
Good people.
Yeah, people were like really, I was like a ball of tears on Sunday because of the Joseph thing, but the Isaac Hadjar thing was what got me going in the morning. And people were making edits with like how it started, and it was him like crying in the paddock with Lewis Hamilton's dad. And it's like, guys, stop using that clip. It's gonna make me cry every time. Please, 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 please. And then they like paired it with him getting his trophy. Somebody else was like, it was his team's first podium too. And I was like,
oh yeah,
fuck you guys. Hey, don't hurt my feelings, please. Like all the mechanics.
Yeah, really, really cool. Really, really cool to see. And they had a woman on the podium. Did you notice that? McLaren brought a woman on the podium.
They have like 5 of those, I think. Women.
Oh, yeah. I was like, they've definitely not brought 5 women on the podium before.
No.
But yeah.
No, I appreciate it.
It was wonderful.
Go girls!
The ideal first podium is being up there with, I think, Oscar and Max. I think that was a really good way to have him up there.
Oh my god! And then the way Oscar and Max hugged him, and they were like,
really cute.
It was like, oh my god, that's actually Max's son. That's Max's son. And then they were joking about him like being on Red Bull. And I was like, don't make those jokes.
Stop! It's not funny. That's Alex Pelosi.
Is that a threat? You're going to move him up to Red Bull? A threat? Please don't do that to Isaac. He doesn't deserve it. Let him stay. Please. We were having fun. Yuki's going to lose his job, isn't he? I think Yuki so, yeah. To IndyCar?
Yeah.
Honda?
Him and Plo, 1 for 1.
I'm down. I'm down for a trade. You guys can have Plo. Look at Yuki.
It's the only way I'll be okay with it.
So you this was a great addition to the notes. You said things I'm excited about. Oscar Piastri has a 34-point lead on Lando Norris in the Champy. That's a fun little way to shorten that, MJ. Yeah, I think it's like you know, whether you are a Lando or an Oscar fan in this championship battle, it's like Oscar, I think it is fun to see him get these wins. He dominated.
Love
It was
Oscar.
his first, I think they call it like a Grand Slam, where it's like you get the fastest lap, you get the fucking, you lead all the laps in the race, you do the thing.
It's like a turkey in bowling, but it's for F1.
Yeah.
Where you get 3 strikes, a turkey.
Oh, I'm not good at bowling, so I've probably never gotten that far. But I think it was like a pretty dominant weekend from Oscar. It's interesting. He does like, Lando does really, really well in the practice sessions. And I think it's like interesting that Oscar like really, sometimes I'm like, are you sandbagging against your own teammate? Because then it's like qualifying comes around and he's like, actually, I'm fast as fuck. I think he set like the new qualifying lap record for Zandvoort.
Damn. There's so he's so competition fueled. It's crazy. Also, I was gonna make this comparison, but I completely forgot about it and also didn't write it down. You know who gives Oscar Piastri vibes? Miles Rowe. An absolute an absolute weapon on the track. And then when Miles Rowe pulled off his helmet and was talking to maybe Georgia, I'm not sure. He's just like, he's so calm. He's very like collected. And I'm just like, you're it's giving Oscar Piastri.
That might explain why I love Miles.
Yeah, maybe.
I also would love to see him put Oscar in a little pair of his bell bottoms.
I would love Miles Rowe to style Oscar. I think that would be amazing.
You're about to tear up. I think I can see your eyes.
I think that's beautiful. I think everything that you're saying right now is beautiful.
Yeah. I think we gotta do that. Dude, Miles Rowe, why does he slice like so hard at the most random events? Like he went to like that like Humane Society with Pato and he's like in like a white button up and like bell bottoms. And I was like,
he's so cool. Like I don't think there aren't a lot of people on this planet that I look at and I go like, oh, you're like the epitome of cool. Miles Rowe is so cool. Like truly.
Yeah. And I'll be honest. We've seen her in person too. His girlfriend is also really fucking cool. Like they're like the coolest people. I think they're younger than us, but they like make me feel like they're like the cool like kids that like I would see like that lived in like big cities when I was younger. And I was like, I want to be like them.
They're so cool. They're so cool. Give them a Penske.
They're so cool. Is that all you need? Just to be cool, please. Double Haas points. You said in parentheses somehow.
Whoa. Yeah, that should not have happened. That truly should not have happened. Even they were talking to Esteban and he was like, yeah, I don't really know. Ollie literally started from pit lane, finished position 6. What does the P stand for in P6? Position?
Pole 6.
Pole 6. He literally finished. Had there been 2 podiums, okay, he would have been on the second one. And that's the second podium would have been Alex Albon,
so blessed. It would have been
George Russell, and Oliver Behrman on our second podium.
Stole from us. Look what you fucking stole from us. Can we please start bringing a second podium out? Please. I think I would always like the second podium.
And you can do it on the ground. It doesn't have to be in the air like the first podium.
And it's just for the fans. It's a fan service sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, congratulations, Ollie Behrman. Can I tell you something about this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
It relates to Ollie Behrman. Target sells those little Percy Pig things.
Really? Huh.
And I bought them. They're really fucking good.
Dang. I'm really happy for Ollie and the Percy Pig. They make a beautiful couple.
I get why he was hype when he saw that Percy Pig. They're pretty good candies.
That's still the funniest thing that has ever happened. The way he just like, he's like, I don't have my ID card, sneaks in, and then walks straight over and hugs Percy Pig. I'm like, do you guys know each other? Like,
close personal friend. Can we interview Percy Pig on the pod?
We can try,
Something to think about. Alex Albon goes from P15 to P5. That's 10 places different. It's funny I did see a clip in the post show of Alex Albon. They're like, how did this happen? And he was like, I survived. Nobody else did. It was about survival out there. He's the last ones remaining. And I was one of them.
He's so funny to me, dude. I love Alex Albon.
We're actually such a Williams podcast. It's so fun being a Williams podcast.
Yeah. The big three. Williams, RFK. Do we have an IndyCar team?
They all kind of give struggle bus vibes at various moments. It could really be any of them. I think it's
MSR?
Dale Coyne. I think it's Dale Coyne.
I don't know if I have that affinity for Dale Coyne that you do. I'm sorry to bring this up.
For Renus?
Yeah, I do think that you've always been the Renus girl out of us, too. I just really support you.
I feel like everything's crumbling around me and everything's kind of been a lie this whole time.
I'm so sorry. I'm more of a fro girl. I really love MSR.
No, I'm fine with that. I like MSR. They can be our team.
Okay. Cool.
Wait, does that mean I'm stuck with Marcus?
We can both be fro girls.
Okay. I know it's nothing against Marcus. I just like
but there's just like
it doesn't feel like he needs it as much. You know what I mean?
No, he's fine. Yeah, he's fine.
I'm trying to think of what our other. I think I'm not sold on MSR being our IndyCar team. They don't have the same vibe as RFK and Williams.
We're looking for like midfield.
They have like a fucking Chip Ganassi partnership. Like they're not struggling.
Who's someone?
They're struggling.
We need someone who's midfield but like close to winning. That's MSR. Midfield but close to winning, not MSR. Fuck it, Andretti this year. They won a couple of times, but Andretti on ovals.
Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I think it was Penske this year.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like, they're so close, and just things keep happening to them.
You're gonna tell me that Williams and Penske weren't giving the same vibes this year?
I think that's generous to Penske.
Yeah, you're right. This whole metaphor is kind of hard. You know what I mean? Like,
we'll think about it. We'll come back. You guys will see us next Tuesday, and we'll talk about it then.
Next Tuesday, and then allegedly Aston Martin double points. That's crazy. How did Lance Stroll do that? He was like
he did really well. I know.
Crashing and shit.
He did really good. Oh, and here are some things that I'm not excited about. You want to hear them?
Mm-hmm.
Lewis Hamilton has I wrote 5 spot. Is that correct? 5 spot penalty. Is that how you say that? 5 position penalty? 5 spot penalty? 5
place grid penalty.
5 place grid penalty for speeding during a double yellow flag on the formation lap. Allegedly.
Sounds fake.
I agree.
It sounds like a fake thing that they came up with.
This is not a part of my not excited.
No. I meant to add this as like a separate bullet, like not under your like list. But there's been some information making the rounds about Lando's consistent mechanical issues this year and whether or not he's being sabotaged. I will say he has had quite a few mechanical issues this year that have been unique to him. Like his brakes like completely not working on one of the races. That was kind of crazy. Then this engine issue. And I think he's had like another mechanical related thing happen to his car.
Mm-hmm.
And so people are like, none of this is happening to Oscar's car. Like, I'm tired of like saying that it's just bad luck. I think it's more than that. I think they're like insinuating sabotage. I think what's confusing to me though is that like I'm not quite understanding. There's like some logistical things here that I'm not understanding with this conspiracy theory. And I'm fine with the conspiracy theory. I'm just saying I need some explanation. Who's doing the sabotage? Like, is there like a person that's like assigned, like, hey, go in and just like unplug some shit in Lando's engine? Go ahead.
So this is what they're missing because they don't watch NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Larson, who famously also drove for McLaren in the Indy 500.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what he's doing. Every morning he gets up on Sunday. He sneaks across the world and he's just unplugging things. He's just running through the paddock, unplugging things. And he goes, I hope this is Oscar's garage because he can't read, right? So he does have issues, especially when they don't have the little pictures up. He doesn't have his glasses. Yeah. And he's just going, I hope this is Oscar because that's who Zach Brown told him to sabotage. However, unfortunately, due to his inability to tell left from right, he ends up getting Lando most of the time. And I think that's the issue. When they say sabotage, do they mean like intentional, like going out of their way to make sure that this is happening to Lando? Or is it sabotage in the same way that like sometimes the second driver just doesn't get what the first driver gets?
I think it's like various, like some people think it's like a more subtle thing. Like it's like they're not giving him the best parts or the best car, or they're not giving him the best mechanics or the best pit stop, and that's all going to Oscar. Even that though, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it's like whatever, fair. I think they take turns, struggling in this way.
I was gonna say, it's like a lot of these things also happen to Oscar. I guess maybe not as many mechanicals, but like bad strategies. I mean, he's had issues as well. I think it sucks.
There's some people though that I think are more literal with it. Like they genuinely mean like it's intentional. Like somebody intentionally is like, let's give him a bad engine for this race instead of replacing it this week, and then it'll blow up in the race. And I'm just like really struggling with that one. I'm like, whose job would that be to make a call like that? Like, you think Zach Brown is like, fuck Lando, let's sabotage him? No, I don't think so. So who has that kind of power? Like who would be making that call?
I don't think that's realistic. I just don't know why you would be doing that, because it's not even we're prioritizing Oscar in this hypothetical world where there is a saboteur running around. It is like we are taking Lando completely out of the race. We are taking those points away from the team, whatever, what have you. Like, it sucks. It truly, truly sucks that he has had so many mechanical issues, but I'm like, coping, you have to find a better way to cope with it. Like, it's just, I don't know. Imagine if we last year as William fans were like, oh, my headphones are gonna die. We were like, they're sabotaging Logan. Logan's being sabotaged because he's having all these issues. I think maybe we did. Now that I'm saying it, I think there were times where I was like, I do think that they are sometimes fucking him over because they don't want to deal with him. Okay, you know what, Lando fans? I'm there with you. Screw it.
Yeah.
He's being sabotaged.
So that was our F1 race for the week. I'm excited for another one this coming week in Monza.
Italy. Ferrari is blue.
Yeah, really this time. They actually did something blue.
Not the car, though. Just the people.
No. Yeah. The Blue Man Group is coming.
Driving the car. Yeah. Mm-hmm. FP1 at least.
Yeah. It's a rookie test thing. And then we also have Bristol?
No,
Gateway.
Worldwide.
Gateway. Fuck.
Yeah, Bristol is the following weekend. Also, Bristol is at 6:30 on a Saturday, and then there's no race on Sunday because we don't have F1 that week. Something to think about.
So we will catch you guys next week. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We're around 2 hours and 45 minutes, so that's a good time for us. Do you want to do 15 more?
Are you guys going to be mad at us that it's 2 hours and 45 minutes long? People aren't listening at this point. I do fear people usually cut off around like 2.5 hours, so we can kind of say whatever we want at this point if we did want to add them for the next 14 minutes.
You said that your headphones are going to die. How dire is that?
I don't know. It just did the...
Okay, well, we can go till that goes. Can we talk about more IndyCar? Just that I was bebopping around?
Yeah, okay. We've already said goodbye for the people who don't want to listen. This is just us bebopping around.
Be on your way. So, I did bullpen interviews for the first time, and I honestly was pretty proud of myself because I was like pretty nervous when I got up there. Just like, the lighting was weird. It was hot up there. Scott Dixon,
you did great.
There was just a lot going on.
Yeah.
But I think we had good fun. I do have like sometimes I'm just messing with them and I think it works. But like you did kind of be like, why were you razzing Louis Foster so hard? Because I said like, what would you want to add to the schedule? And he just had one race. And I was like, one? All you have is one? I mean, Colin Herta just gave us like 6. Like, why give me more now? Please give me more.
You do a really good job at going back and forth and like having a conversation with them. Whereas I feel like sometimes with interviews, I'm really bad at it. I'm very bad at interviews, which is why I'm always incredibly awkward in like the lab traffics, because I'm not good at thinking on my feet to be like, okay, here's a follow-up question that pertains to it. It's like, no, sorry, my brain's already decided I have to move on to the next question. It's like, it's very like transactional. Like you give answer, I give question, back and forth. But you're very good at like conversing.
But you sneakily plan all the interviews. I think that we could reveal a little bit. Like she writes all the questions. I deliver the questions, but MJ writes the questions.
And I think we balance each other very well. Yeah, because I can think of interview questions and I can think of the way things should go, but I'm like, you're not going to get me up there doing the bullpen. I would be holding the camera behind you is what would be happening. I'd be holding 2 different cameras, one sideways and then one up and down. That's my dream.
I was fucking with the camera quite a little bit. You were a little disappointed on that because I like to make eye contact when I talk to people, and the drivers, I think, like to make eye contact when they're talking to you. And I think it's like kind of a dick move to be like looking at them through the camera of the phone. So I just kind of put the phone up and I hope for the best. And some of it was fine. Some of it was not. And my favorite is like the Alex Palou one. He's like giving me great answers, but he was like insistent on making eye contact.
Yeah.
And I really was letting that camera drift. And so you're just hearing like these beautiful answers about his thoughts on the schedule. And he's not in the frame. It's just like his like neck and chest, no head.
No head.
Okay, don't repeat that. And then the other, like on the opposite end of the spectrum, you texted me, you go, why is the clip with Robert Schwartzman like he's insistent on looking into the camera?
He does. It's so interesting how like the formula guys, like people who have clearly been through like
Dennis does it too.
Dennis does it. Louis Foster does not do it. Louis Foster just didn't seem super thrilled to be doing media. I don't know. That was very odd.
You didn't think he was happy to see me?
I don't think he was happy to be there, truly. But even Marcus Armstrong does it. It's just very interesting to see them like make direct eye contact with the camera.
It's like Scott Dixon and Alex Palou, like they're gonna
they're talking to you
at you, bro. And I kind of like
Colton Herta too.
Colton, stop! You sway me sometimes.
Colton was like he was like excited about the question. I think there were a couple of drivers, like Scott Dixon was immediately like he's like rattling off a bunch of them. He's like, we have to go back to Australia. Obviously, if we could go to New Zealand too, that'd be sick. Colton Herta's like.
Say Surfer's Paradise, by the way.
Yeah.
Our conversation that we had about that.
That would be sick.
MJ are starting to feel that.
That would be really, really sick. No, I think it was a really good question. You had a lot of good answers. They did a really...
Thank you for making the question.
Yeah, thank you for asking the question.
Maybe during the off season, me and MJ, I think have the ability to set up more driver interviews than we do. Sometimes it's more of just like when we do it, we want to like make sure we're like ready for it. We want to do the research. We want to have the questions asked or like written. But maybe in the off season, it would be fun for us to see if drivers would be more down because they got nothing else going on.
That would be cool.
So maybe we could see if we could do some more driver interviews. If you guys have any IndyCar drivers that you think we should interview or that you guys would watch. Sometimes I get a little sad, guys. I'm not going to lie. Nobody's listening at this point.
No.
I feel like our interviews, like, they don't always get as many watches, and that's fair because I kind of do that sometimes with podcasts that I enjoy. But, like, we do try to, like, interview people that are a good fit for Laps Down. We don't want to interview drivers that like we don't think there would be any conversational back and forth going on.
Which is why our next driver we will be interviewing is Austin Cindric.
Yeah, I think it'd be a really magical
lots of questions for him. I would love to interview Austin Cindric. I think we would match vibes really well. There are some drivers where I'm just like, I don't think we would give a good interview for this driver. Like, I respect them, I love them, very talented.
We're
but
not
I'm just
the
like
person to do the interview.
You're not going to get an interview you're not going to get anything from an interview with them like the same way that you would like. I feel like Christian Rasmussen was a good one because he was our first one though, so I do think we probably could have done better. But
no, I think
it was pretty good.
We should see if we could revisit it.
We might be able to. I would love to know if he's back on the. Maybe after we figure out who has a job next year, we can.
Yeah, it might be a little tough.
We can ask around. Would love to interview some of the Indy Next drivers. Maybe some IMSA drivers would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
something to think about.
I definitely think that there are some people that we just like give a little behind the scene because we're really trying to hit the 3 hours. Me and MJ do, I think, take it pretty seriously to like talk about like people that we think would be able to play along with jokes and bits and stuff like that. And it does kind of get the list down pretty small to drivers that we think would be a good interview for us to do for like a full
episode because it's like we don't want to do like an interview where it's like just talking wheel because that doesn't really seem like a good fit for us. We want to talk wheel, but we do want to make jokes. It's really hard though to based on like what their online presence is, you might think some people would be able to get a bit or get a joke, but it does sometimes feel like a gamble because if it doesn't pay off, it's going to be so awkward that like we would have to delete the footage and make sure it never gets released so that we don't get blackmailed with it. It would be so unbearable to watch. And it's tough out there because not all drivers are funny.
No.
And what sucks is sometimes they have a funny online persona and then they don't seem to actually be funny because it's like
they're not the ones running there.
Yeah, they have a
that's what'll happen. I still think it'd be fun just to like practice having another person on the podcast, to just have someone on for the full podcast one week.
Yeah.
Instead of like an interview style, maybe we just like force someone to come on and be like, okay, here's your requirements.
Caleb said he's down. I talked to
Caleb. Did?
Yeah,
oh, sick. Okay, yeah, we're going to line that up. We're going to line that up real quick. DM him right now. Get him on the pull him in. Send him a link.
Caleb, you want to do the last 15?
Last 6 minutes?
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. Dude, I think it would be dream is like if we could get like a driver to do that with us. Because so many drivers, like they do watch other motorsports and like they don't get a chance to talk about it because like nobody asked them about it. I want to like have them on.
I always find it really interesting when drivers talk about the other series that they watch, because I feel like motorsports is very much something where you don't just watch one. And if you do, it's probably F1, and you're afraid of branching out because you've been fed this pinnacle of motorsport thing, whatever, what have you. But it's like, I've been watching interviews, like old interviews of NASCAR drivers, and a lot of them watch F1. A lot of them are big fans of F1, and you just would never know. I would love to have a NASCAR driver on just to be like, so what did you think of the F1 race? Or an IndyCar driver to be like, what are we thinking about the playoff system in NASCAR? I just think, I feel like we don't have to talk about your sport at all. In fact, we've got 2 other ones lined up.
I feel like it's interesting because I think that NASCAR is actually like where I have found they seem to watch the most motorsports. I think it goes like NASCAR the most and like F1 the least. NASCAR, like drivers seem to be like, they're watching hours and hours and hours of races, whether it be like, you know, lower level like regional races or like dirt racing or whatever, or some of them, like you said, like they're watching Indy, they're watching Formula One. A lot of them I think are watching like supercars and stuff like that. And I think that that's very interesting. I wonder why that is, like why they are so plugged in as like just fans of motorsports, like they want to watch it. Whereas F1, I mean, seems like, it's interesting because they have so much travel on their schedule. You think that they could like plug in a little bit and be like, oh, let me go back and watch this. I think that some of them might watch IndyCar. Maybe. Yeah. Like I kind of felt like Max like gave an answer about Alex Palou that indicated like he watches IndyCar. I think
probably
Carlos
more casually.
IndyCar. Yeah.
But they're NASCAR drivers. I don't know, maybe like the NASCAR driver like stereotype where it's like, these are just boys who love racing. That they just love to watch them racing. But it does intrigue me because I feel like their sport is so much, it's different than like Formula One. Whereas like I get that like Formula One and IndyCar kind of translate into each other. And I don't know, it's very interesting.
I think that Lando said he watches NASCAR though.
Yeah, Lando has said he watches NASCAR. Max has said he watches NASCAR. Maybe it's like a scheduling thing. Oh, he doesn't? Oh, yeah.
Because of Daniel.
Because of
He'll watch Xfinity.
Oh, yeah. I want to ask Max about his thoughts on Connor Zilisch. That's what I want.
I think he likes him.
I think so too. But I want to be like, you think this kid should get an F1? What do you think? You got any pull with the FIA?
I think Max could tear down the super license system because isn't the super license system because of him?
I think so. I'm not sure, but I think so.
So it's like, you started the mess. Clean it up.
You have to dismantle it. You have to be Iron Man. You have to put on the Infinity Gauntlet, and then you have to do the snap. And if it takes you out with it, at least we get Connor Zilisch.
Mm-hmm. Is Cole and Herta going to F2?
Yeah. I think so.
Rumor is rumoring, and people are feeling more confident in it, and I still think it's a dumbass rumor, but people are acting a little bit more it's serious. And I will say the reason why I think it's definitely a rumor is because Colton posted that dumbass Rickrolling video.
That's yeah.
And I'm dude, this video would not go over well, in my opinion, if you actually were leaving for F2. To make a joke about what you're doing next season and then Rickroll us. And then people. 3 or 4 days later, we find out you're actually going to F2 and that was your last IndyCar race. I'd be like, hey, fuck you, Colin, with love. I mean, I love the bit, but please.
It's just, I don't know if F1 really is his dream anymore. Because, when you kind of let a dream die, it's hard to revive it, especially in your older years. I mean, he's what, 24?
Old as dirt.
Old as dirt. I don't see how that would be more fulfilling, having a mediocre career in F1. Because, I mean, if he goes to Cadillac is new. They're green. They're not going to be, no. Versus he could truly be he is. He's incredibly talented in IndyCar. It's would you rather run in the mid to back of the pack in Formula One, or would you rather win an Indy 500? Would you rather win a championship? He gets so close. There's no reason he couldn't tie it up in the next couple of years. Yeah, we've got the Alex Palou situation, but he's going to Red Bull. So we should be fine.
It's so hard for me because I really struggle to figure out what would going to for Alex Palou to go to F1. I'm okay, it makes sense. He's done the things at IndyCar that you would
100%.
But I can't think of anything in F1. Even winning the championship does not seem like you want to win the Indy 500. That would be if he won that, maybe I'd be sure, he could go to the F1 and probably be fulfilled. But it's what the fuck are you going to win? What could you win in F1? You're not going to win the championship. So what could you win in F1 that could come even close to fulfilling you the way winning an Indy 500 would?
He's just, he's tied up in IndyCar. It's you have so much untapped potential here. It's not, in my opinion, going to be worth it to spend a year in F2. He's going to be a 25-year-old in F2 trying to get P9 or better, and then going to Formula One where it's there's very much potential you could be out of a seat before the end of the season. And then what? Are you going to come back to IndyCar and try again? Are we Townsend Belling? I don't know. But I truly don't think that there's a whole lot of merit to the F2 rumors. But I guess we'll see. I'm really struggling this year with telling what rumors have any merit because they're just all so insane.
Ridiculous. The schedule rumors are sending me through the roof.
I've stopped watching.
We were genuinely talking very seriously about Phoenix, Homestead, Richmond. And even if Richmond wasn't going to make the cut, I was okay, we're adding Phoenix, potentially as a doubleheader with NASCAR, and then we're adding Homestead. We hit 3 hours. Hell yeah. This will be the last point. And then out of nowhere, people want to look me in my face. I've had people this weekend look me in my fucking face and tell me dead ass serious that there's going to be a street race in DC. Please. What do we mean? That was never in the talks until literally this week. How would that even be possible? How would we something like Arlington? They had to have known about that for so long in advance to make that happen. And I genuinely am not understanding how that, but whatever. What do I know? I'm how? How is that serious? How is that a serious rumor? That doesn't make any sense. We've never talked about this until this week, and now you guys are telling me to my face that that's going to be on.
I don't believe it. They were telling us Mexico is going to happen, and Mexico's not happening. Here's what I think we should do. The day the schedule gets released, I say you and I do not look at it, and we come on here and film our reactions to it.
Okay. Or
don't look at it. No, I don't want to do it live because I'll get self-conscious. Yeah, we just do it immediately. Yeah, I think that would be fun. If it ever comes out. If IndyCar still exists. I don't know.
Up in the air. Alrighty, well, we hit 3 hours and 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes. I appreciate you guys for listening, and I will catch you later. Bye.
Goodbye.